need a bigger boat.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Jesus.
You said it, man.
We always do it live! And we always have no one on the Skype. I swear he's here, man. I swear he's here.
Failing.
Dude, I can't stand Skype. Well, anyways, welcome, you Miscast Miscreants, to another episode of Miscast Entertainment while I get Wesley on the trippin' ass Skype. Apply and let dry. There he is.
Hey.
What is up,
How's
man?
it going?
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Round 2. We're missing a guest.
Uh-oh,
so
I'm in the wrong spot.
Oh, you are in the wrong spot. Those sons of bitches. Hang on. Let me kill that one.
Oh, no.
This is how you do it, kids. This is how you start a show.
Just a mess.
It's been that kind of freaking day, man. Come on. It won't even let me switch now.
I mean,
it's being a hoser.
I can be simplistic reviews for tonight.
No, I refuse to let this happen. This cannot happen. What's up, US? Us only. It's us only. I went to your site and I figured it out. What's up, Frank? Welcome to the chat, man. I'm just trying to square away Wesley here. Local. Maybe that'll do it. Yeah.
Am I in the appropriate box yet?
I'm about to make that happen. Come on. Apply and let dry. Oh man. Boom! Check it out.
Fixed. Finally.
Freaking did it. Until DJ gets here.
I wasn't in that box before, right?
What's that?
I wasn't in that box before, right?
The middle box? You weren't getting double teamed from the stream? Until Simplistic's DJ gets here.
It's just gonna be.
You know who's gonna take his place.
Oh no.
Hey, what is going on, everybody in the chat? So we're gonna have a different format today. I think it'll be a little bit more interactive and fun. We're gonna do like 30 to 45 minutes with the guests shooting the shit, probably ignoring the chat. We're trying our best. And then the second hour will be all about us interacting with the chat, taking questions, and all of that. What do you think, Wesley?
Sounds good.
What do you guys think in the chat there, us only, and Frankie No Pants? I also have, just for you guys, because I know you've been sucking on that doobie and no one is able to exhale. Well, it just so happens that now you guys can blow out your smoke.
Is that going to crash your computer?
I don't think so. Don't say that.
Jinxing you already.
So now you can take the hit, and as it scrolls up, you can exhale. And just in case everybody gets too jacked up, there's a unicorn that eats rainbows. There you go. So what is going on, Wes? How have you been? You have been to award shows. You have made short films. You're working on a short film.
Yep.
You have hosted actors, and you're doing bar mitzvahs. You are a madman. Tell us about it.
Very busy. We did the 48-hour film project last month, and we created our short film Out of My League for that.
That was awesome, by the way.
Thank you. And then after that, just doing the whole editing, the behind-the-scenes segments. So we did the part 1, which was the kickoff event, and part 2 was the writing process with a little bit of the filming, and then the drop-off event, which kind of like showcased our nerve-wracking trip to the drop-off event, and if we made it on time. And then finally, I got around to being able to have the time to edit the full behind-the-scenes and release it, because I've been really swamped with like actual like jobs and stuff over the past month too. So trying to find the time to edit a full behind-the-scenes featurette on top of that stuff has just been kind of crazy.
Dude, like, so just going back to the deadline part, so you do render a emergency render before you do the final, right?
Yes. In fact,
And then
oh,
go ahead.
I think 2 of the years, this was our 4th year. 2 of the years we ended up submitting the emergency version.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's down to the line, man. No joke.
Yep.
And then you let your buddy drive that can't drive in traffic.
Yep.
Is that just to like put the cake or the icing on the cake for stress?
Pretty much. I mean, to be fair, like I give this excuse every time. It's like, oh well, I gotta vlog it, so I can't drive and vlog.
Oh, you don't trust the actors with the camera? Is that the thing?
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but did you see what he was doing with the camera?
No, I didn't see. I haven't seen your latest video.
Oh well, the 2 in the kickoff event and the drop-off event, he was operating the camera for a couple of the shots in that, and some of it he just didn't turn on the microphone for. To be fair, I made that mistake a couple times too.
It happens,
yeah,
man, but that'll get you fired from any kind of camera operation.
I don't usually operate like DSLRs with the mic on top. Like
right.
I usually just have. Usually, what I'm doing is like, operating on set, like just recording scratch audio with my camera, and then there's an audio guy that is recording,
Sure.
boom and lavs and stuff. So.
Right.
I'm not used to actually
so you're not used to like
checking to make sure that the audio is on.
Damn condenser
mics.
Hey, I just want to shout out some people in the chat that are freaking awesome. Jim from the Video Call-In Show, welcome to Miscast Entertainment, to the fires of hell. I hope you had a good hit from that nice doobie down there. Aisha, 1994, epic and amazing, all the way from the other side of the planet, and she is here tonight with us. How awesome is that? She's amazing.
Swapping screens.
We will be playing Aisha's art later because it's one of my favorite things to do. Holy crap and shinola. An original Miscast founder has entered his way into the chat. I take it a computer function somewhere in North Carolina. Or is it South Carolina? One of the damn Carolinas. Greg Cafaro is in the chat. Holy shit. You guys remember that guy? He used to do the news. And he will again someday, I'm sure. What's going on, Greg? Holy shit. Long time no see. Still can't see you, but at least I see your letters. South, you bastard, he says. Is there really a difference? I mean, if you put them together, they still don't equal Florida and all its madness. So what else is going on, man? Like, give us a lowdown. What was it like doing the awards show? Like being there?
So
like a big audience.
I actually didn't go.
Oh,
I just watched the live stream from my phone because they broadcasted it on Facebook. But there was actually like a decent crowd there, probably like 20 to 30 people.
Oh, nice. But you didn't go to your own
I
awards.
know.
Like, did you? That's insane. That's what an artist really does. Like,
I know.
You're a perfect director. Then
It's
you
like
need to have the hat for that.
The trying to get into like Center City, Philadelphia, on a weeknight after work is kind of a pain in the ass, and it just didn't work out. Like the timing.
Yeah. Going into the city, period, in any state, I think sucks balls.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Pixelpia. Welcome, Pixelpia. You got awesome new channel art, and I love all the style. Ganna kicked its ass for you. She made you look super cute, man. And you still have clothes on, which is awesome. Thank you for that, too. Yeah, so have you gotten any... so aside from the short films that you're doing on your own, have you gotten any like gigs with any studios or any projects like commercially?
So I just shot my first TV commercial last month and edited it too. And then I'm also doing I finished that, submitted it and everything, so that's off my plate. and I'm currently doing a post-sound job on another short film called Densmore, which I think they're targeting a release in by the end of Halloween, by the end of October, but I can't confirm that.
You can't confirm or deny
I can't
it.
confirm or deny it. No.
Well, I can confirm that DJ Valentine has joined
Woo!
the call. I guess Dean will be leaving silently into the ether here. If I can find his happy ass.
But it would be good to actually have a
Not the
person there to
unicorn.
talk to too.
Instead of Dean looking at a
Yeah.
hole.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
You can hear me.
All right. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. And guess what? You came on the show and it dragged Greg out of the Carolinas.
Oh, really? Where the heck
It did.
Where the hell has Greg been?
He's been working like a dog or something.
Like a dog.
Computerless.
Good for him.
Shazam. There he is.
Hey!
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for
The
having me.
original gangster alumni.
Original gangster. Yeah, that's me. That's me.
All right, everybody in the chat, this is DJ Valentine of Simplistic Reviews. You can see him on some of our earlier episodes shooting the shit with the coolness. Danny McReacts is in the chat. What's up, brother? Your milk is fresh. So we've been just going on the preliminary, what you've been up to, how's shit going, and we'll move on to you then. What's you up to? How's shit going?
Shit's going well because my dog just took a shit. So I was just, you called me and you're like, we're starting, and I'm like, I'm picking up shit right now. So I'm gonna run inside and hop on.
Well, if you scroll up the chat we had in the text, it says several times 8 o'clock.
Oh, my bad. Because I swear I said 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm bad with time.
You can't change that shit. It's digital, man. So, how's life with Simplistic Reviews? Give us the lowdown, man. A lot of these people don't know who you are or what you do.
We're like, I'm one of the 3 hosts of a podcast that's kind of like SNL meets, I don't know, The Daily Show meets NPR. I don't know what else. We talk about movies, but we do a little more like sketch comedy, stuff like that, which I was trying to recruit you, William, into one of the sketches today because I just wrote one today for Halloween. We usually write our sketches ahead of time. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing
I am there.
pretty much doing that all day is writing sketches for upcoming shows. We have I think last we talked, we had 4. Now we have 10. So I try and keep them ahead of time. So I'm never behind.
Oh,
yeah. Still waiting to drop we did a Wrath of Khan sketch. It's been sitting in my pocket for about 7 months. I'm waiting to use it. We just waited for a show to drop it.
So are you from Florida too, DJ?
I'm in Hollywood, Florida. The other Hollywood. The dirtier Hollywood.
I've been doing a lot of work for Hollandale, which is basically Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of took over South Hollywood for all intents and purposes.
Hollandale's like Hollywood with a drug habit. That's essentially what Hollandale is. It's
it's the cocaine part of.
No, that's too high. That's too high price drug. It's the crack cocaine of the.
It's the Damn it! I got a big old ribbon cutting there tomorrow at the crack of dawn until like 8 o'clock.
Oh man!
So like balls.
Oh man! Money's money, man. Money's money.
I guess, man. I met the mayor though. The mayor's pretty freaking awesome. Like she's this little short girl. She's pretty sweet, man. For being a North Miami Beach mayor.
Oh, I'm just happy she's alive. North Miami Beach.
Right.
These are the slums of Florida. People who are not from Florida. These are like, you when you watch Scarface, it's like this is where it started. Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, Scarface is all over, like North Miami, Miami
Beach, Ocean, South Beach. I think where the guy gets chainsawed in half is now a CVS. So
Yeah, it's South Beach. I call Miami the armpit of America. Without dealing.
That's Tallahassee, but it's in the same ballpark. It's the same disgusting.
Tallahassee's the ball sack of America.
Holy crap.
Hey, everybody in the chat, is my mic okay? Because I guess last week Pixel Pia was screaming in the chat, but I didn't see her. She was saying, your mic is low, your mic is low. So I turned it up, but is it
Sounds great
too low
to me.
or too high?
I feel it here. I feel it in my chest. So it's good.
You feel it
I feel
in
it in my
bones.
cockles.
My
I can
cockles.
feel it reverberating through my earlobes. Awesome. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you. Yeah, I got a new mic. I got one of those Sures. I went Rogan. I went all Rogan. Started doing those Miscast Reads audio book things, those audio productions, and decided to upgrade my shit.
Is it the SM7B?
It is. It takes a hell of a lot of gain and power
Really?
to get it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's super sensitive when you're right up in its face, but if you step away, you can't hear shit.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
So it doesn't pick up a lot of background noise, and it's got really good, nice, rich sound when you're up close.
Yeah.
This is a thumb drive input, or is it like a
No, it's a straight X what the hell fucking X something. You know the damn cables that go in a mixer.
XLR or whatever?
What the hell are they called?
XLR.
XLR.
XLR,
Yeah.
man. There you go. Yeah.
The neit's time, if I'm
what's
ever on
interesting?
again, I will stop being lazy and try to hook up my microphone.
It's right out of reach. I can forget it.
I don't even know where it is right now.
It's right
He had it
there.
on last time, but it wasn't functioning.
Oh well.
Yeah,
What kind of-
It was a prop.
yeah, basically it was just a problem. It was like right out. in
that
my
microphone
face
that,
the entire time.
It's that microphone Kermit the Frog uses on Sesame Street. It's not really real. Just a stick with a ball in it.
Every late night show.
It's the Bob Barker
Like those,
microphone.
the Bob Barker microphone. That toothpick with a fuzzball on the end.
Roddy here.
I think I'll put my lav on a stick. Yes, Danny, I
How's
am
this?
making out with it.
How's this for a microphone?
Oh my lord! What the hell is that?
dude?
It's a
The flight
bat
of-
A hair dryer?
Is that the flight of the Navigator? What is that?
Yeah, right.
Oh my god!
The flight of the
It
Navigator.
looks like a little robot that like talks to him. Hey.
It's the new Black Mirror shit with Miley Cyrus.
Oh,
and shit.
no! Don't bring that up. That season never happened.
I do want to bring it up. So I touted this whole thing as the Cinephile episode.
Okay.
And since you're here and you are the encyclopedia of movie knowledge,
I've read-
and Wes is kind of the same.
I've read a book. One.
Yeah.
Or two.
So, man,
It's
did
just
they
well.
sell out or what? What happened to Black Mirror, man? That last season was like complete shit.
One good episode, and it was the episode with Moriarty from Sherlock. I think it's called
I knew you were gonna say
Smithereens. Smithereens is the best episode. Everything else, skip it. Just skip it off. It never happened.
Smithereens. I even thought that episode sucked though.
I mean,
it was super
compared
cliche.
to the rest of them, it's fantastic. It was the only one that kind of felt like Black Mirror. The rest of them kind of felt like a show trying to imitate Black Mirror. So I was like,
Yeah, really lax in depth for sure, to say the least.
Usually at the end of a Black Mirror episode, you want to be left going, what the fuck just happened? And that was the only one where I was like, fuck, the rest of them was kind of like, this was stupid. I felt annoyed after the rest of the episodes. But I mean, maybe I'm in the minority. I know the ratings, I guess, are still up for it, so it doesn't really matter if it's good or not. And, when quality gives way to money at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell, man. I'll tell you what, Love, Death, and Robots, that's my new Black Mirror.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the animated one, right?
Yeah.
I heard a lot of good things
so
about that.
good.
I,
It's like heavy metal updated for us.
What was
Oh,
the
yeah.
one
It's really
that
amazing.
episode where the ship was like almost like saved her or whatever? It looked like Halo, but it was like the girl from I think Star Trek Discovery was in it, and she was like a pilot for troopers or whatever, and the ship was like good luck, and then at the end, spoiler alert for Love, Death and Robots, the ship kind of like saves her. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen all of them? Have you seen all the Love?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she's
though.
like a cargo. The ship was like the Pelican from Halo. It's like she's a
I know nothing of Halo.
Okay,
that's probably where the confusion
lies.
There's
like a transport ship for soldiers, and it shows her going on all these missions, and the ship is like good luck because I think the ship's called 00 or something. It has like a bad luck number, and she takes it anyway, and all the ships in her regiment keeps getting destroyed and upgraded, but hers, she just keeps that same ship. And at the end, they were in like a firefight, and the ship is supposed to blow up, but it waits for her to get out. Then it blows up. I don't know if it was one of the episodes that, I mean, if you go back and look for it, but I can't remember the name of it.
No, I know what you're talking about. It was a good one, man. Every one of them was good. Like, I love the fact that the style changes all the time, and they went from like anime to like old school like animation, like that Dracula shit.
The time travel one was pretty good. The icebox one, the hooker one, the icebox one.
Yeah.
Hey, is the first one where they're logging into like monsters and they fight? Is that the same people who make Cyberpunk? Because it looks like the same animation.
I don't know, but the styles, there were a lot of styles that I recognized. I think they were probably a bunch of people from different animation studios that were just playing around, joining forces, kind of like that Queen of the Damned album.
I remember that album.
Queen of the Damned.
You hate that album?
No, I remember it.
Oh, I love that freaking album.
Wait,
man.
isn't
like
that
3
all,
different people.
Wasn't that like all composed by Jonathan Davis or something? Or he composed the majority of it?
The dude from Korn?
Yeah.
Yeah, he composed the whole thing, but he like put like everybody's voices together all wicked, so it has this real ethereal, like supernatural, preternatural sound. It's pretty freaking cool. Crap, my dad makes me watch is in the chat. What is up, Adam? Welcome. What were we saying?
Is this the soundtrack for the movie Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That's a doozy. I only remember the movie, so I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, dude, the movie sucked.
I hated the movie.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was the same way. I hated the movie, but I loved the CD.
Yeah, man.
Oof.
There's like three gems on that album that are just freaking phenomenal, man.
Speaking of CDs,
here we go.
Here is the.
Oh, it's blurring it out, man.
Oh, what is that?
It is Tool, so it feels like you're tripping. The
$45 CD.
Holy crap! Is it an actual tool? Is it like a power drill in there? What the heck? $45.
Dude.
So here, let me do this
came
real
with
quick.
The toenail.
How do I
What's up, Andy Waz in the house, man? You made it. That's awesome. Welcome, dude. Awesome.
So it does this. You can see.
Oh, now it's not blurring it out.
Yeah, I unblurred it for the time being.
Oh, right on.
Oh wow!
Oh, shit,
wow!
There's a freaking video.
Okay, now I understand why it's 45. Okay, now I get it. It's $45. I get it now.
You paid for a freaking little flat screen and shit.
It's a television also with music attached to it.
That is epic, bro. Now I think I might have to fork out $45 for that. But how do you change the batteries and shit?
Oh, it comes with a USB, so you can just charge it.
Oh, right on. That's jacked up, man. That's just, they have this thing called fucking phones. You can just get iTunes.
But does it come in a thing like this?
I can change to any wallpaper I want. Technology. No, it is a sick album, and they deserve it, man. After 10 years, and they smoked the #1 spot, so that's pretty epic.
Yep.
Taylor Swift or some shit.
Yeah, they dethroned Taylor Swift.
It's freaking awesome.
Anybody who dethrones Taylor Swift is all right in my book.
Hell yeah. Dude, Danny's got a pretty sick video out for Nightwish. He just did. He did one right before that. He's doing your Slipknot pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one. I couldn't really get into the Nightwish song too much.
It wasn't as good as the original one, but his video was
yeah,
awesome.
The video is great. It's just like the actual song, just like not my cup of tea. Something about the singing.
Oh yeah, you're gonna jack around with Floor Jansen. Did you hear that, Danny? He's fucking with Jansen. I fuck with Jansen, and I get half of Europe on my ass, like trying to draw and quarter my fucking ass. Dude, it was beyond a train wreck. That was a slaughter.
Were you getting like death threats?
Oh man, the comments were so sick.
They were
Dude,
bad.
it was going up so yeah, and it was going up like I don't know 800 views a day.
Wow.
Or something like that. And it wouldn't stop. It was going faster and faster. And I'm talking to Danny the whole time, and he's like defending me.
Uh-huh.
But like the people from Europe were like, "Dude, you're a piece of shit. We're gonna kill you. Like you're gonna die." And I'm like, I can take a lot. I have thick skin, but man, after like I got to 1.4 thousand views and like 40 comments of like hate, I was like, I stripped it of all like keywords.
Yeah.
Changed the thumbnail.
Yeah, you were on our show when the stuff started coming out. And my co-host was like, I'm gonna reverse troll and just say, hey, this is awesome. Just to see what happens.
Nah, you can tell the Americans because that's like the 40 likes. And then there's all the comments that are positive are Americans. All the other ones are on the other side of the ocean. Speaking of that, though, check this out. Oh shit! What? Respect.
Aisha listens to Il Nino. I'm surprised anybody else has heard of them.
What's El Nino?
Il Nino, like a
Il Nino.
new metal band from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Like Typo Negative?
Kind of, yeah.
Why?
They're all Mexican, and they have like a lot of like bongos and stuff. I think they have 2 percussionists, so like one guy's playing the drums, the other guy's playing the bongos and stuff.
Oh, all right.
I guess they're bongos.
Bongos for life.
Bongos for life.
That's
Hey,
like the only
Frank knows
instrument I
about
can
them
play.
too.
Greg knows about all that crap, man. For some weird reason.
He's running.
They play Chicago several times, says old Frankie. All right. So, what you guys watching lately? Any excitement for anything coming out? It's been a pretty dead, like, most of the summer, in my opinion. I haven't watched a movie, I think, since, like, June or some shit. Maybe even earlier than that.
I've been watching Attack on Titan. Somebody had made me watch. So you have to watch. I think I was yelling at them because they had never seen Akira, and they were claimed to be an anime fan. So I was like, "You haven't seen Akira?" And they go, "Well, I'm just watching this show, Attack on Titan." So I was like, "Okay, I'll watch Attack on Titan if you watch Akira." And all I remember from Attack on Titan from commercials where it was just naked people giants running around attacking stuff. But it's actually a pretty good show. I was very surprised. And then I watched.
I know what you're talking about. That like it's like an anime kind of live action.
Yeah, well, it's mostly anime, but I think they made a live action version of it. And then I think yesterday I watched The Driver. I think Greg had told me to watch that a long time ago with Ryan O'Neal, 1978, I think. It's an old movie, but it's creepy how much that movie and Drive are the same thing. Greg had told me that, and I was like, okay, maybe it is. And then like the first chunk of the movie is the movie Drive. It's just Ryan O'Neal instead of Ryan Gosling. It's the same movie.
Right. It's like the same crap.
Yeah. And that's all Ad Astra, which
I saw that and the Peanut Butter Falcon last weekend.
Yeah.
Is it good? Like, I wanted to see it, man. Like,
which one?
I haven't had a chance.
Peanut Butter Falcon or Ad Astra?
No, Astra.
Astra's like Solaris mixed with Sunshine. It's not really like the commercial's like this epic action adventure. It's not that. It's like a creepy space. It's more like 2001 than it is like Armageddon. So it's, I think it's the message is weird because the message is kind of like, hey, space sucks and NASA's horrible and don't search for things. That's kind of the message I got out of the movie. I was like, oh, all right. But I mean, it's very well shot. Brad Pitt's doing this, speaking of Ryan Gosling, this first man reserved performance the whole time. So he's what he's doing. If you understand what he's doing, it's good because like the whole movie, they monitor his heart rate. So he can't like be excited or, freak out or stuff like that. So the way he portrays it, it seems like he's just droning, but he's doing it on purpose because if your heart rate spikes, they take you off the mission type of stuff, which I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, in terms of the cinematography, it's great. It's not, they marketed it wrong, I think. They marketed it as like, gravity, and it's somebody had told me before I saw it, this scene on the moon is like Mad Max Fury Road, and I was like, so that can't this, you don't drop the Fury Road just willy nilly. And then I watched it. It's good. The scene on the moon is a scene on the moon where they're like chasing, there's a car chase or whatever, and it's good, but you can't. It's not even a fifth of Mad Max Fury Road at all.
Dude, Solaris sucked, but Sunshine's awesome.
Yeah. I like Sunshine until like the last 30 minutes, and then it's just like, I don't know. I thought they were two completely different movies.
Right.
Ad Astra, though, like, I thought it was like a good movie, but I shouldn't say I thought it wasn't a good movie, but it wasn't a bad movie.
Right. It's fine. It's fine.
There's nothing really wrong with it. But like the emotional beats, like it relies heavily on emotion, and especially the last half of the movie. None of them resonated with me at all.
They should have had some. They should have had some flashbacks because
something to make us like feel something for the characters.
I mean, this is in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling anything. But the whole thing is about his father, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and you don't see him until until the last 20 minutes of the movie, maybe. So when that scene happens, you're not really like invested in their relationship because you don't have anything to pull from. You just have, and he's, to his, not his fault, he can't really portray emotion in the beginning of the movie. So he doesn't do it throughout the movie. So it's like there's nothing connecting it. That was the only big criticism I have of the movie. But I mean, again, photography wise, it's shot really well.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
Who? Who are we talking about? Like, not Pitt.
It's good.
The movie itself.
The movie itself is shot really well. It's like it's.
No, you said something about emotion.
Oh,
sorry, I was looking for a gift.
Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones, they're father and son, but they're just like there's not enough screen time with them.
Freaking Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. I mean, if you like.
Freaking Tommy.
If you like Tommy Lee Jones, he has a pretty cool scene near the end, but it's just not enough. They needed more meat on that movie, I think.
Yep. Yeah, they did. I really liked the world building stuff that they did with like Mars and what was the other planet they went to?
The moon. They had like a.
Oh yeah, I guess the moon.
It's one of those.
And then they go to Neptune, but they don't really actually go on Neptune.
It's one of those movies where like these actors will show up and like these like big actors will show up for maybe 5 seconds and then they'll just go away. Like the girl from Russian Doll, the star of Russian Doll. She was on Orange Is the New Black. She's in like 15 seconds of the movie, and I'm like, hey, she's gone. You never see her again. Ruth Negga from Preacher. She's in there for 5 minutes, maybe. It's like people just show up and gone. Liv Tyler, she's in the movie, maybe, kind of. No. She's not in the movie at all. She's in the movie for maybe like 11 minutes.
Whoa, Liv Tyler is still functioning as an actress?
She is. She is alive.
That's amazing.
She'll always
Did either of you see the Peanut Butter Falcon?
I did see. I saw the last 20 minutes of it on an accident. I was like, I was walking. I was walking in and waiting for a movie, and then I thought I'll kill another 20 minutes, and I watched. Oh. I'm kind of happy for Shia LaBeouf because I mean he was literally I'll say he was at the bottom, but he was kind of like a joke, and it seems like in the last couple of years he's been making some good stuff. I mean I really love Fury. He's great in Fury. I wanted to see this new one he's coming out with it's based on his life. I forget the
Honey Boy.
Yeah, right. So I'm rooting for him. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Shia is on fire.
The movie is really good. Especially like the first hour and 10 minutes.
The part I missed?
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch.
I mean, it kind of divulges into a little corny, I guess...
Stand By Me with a wrestling motif in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little like contrived at the end and, kind of like formulaic a little bit. But that stuff, like those criticisms didn't bother me at all because of like how invested you get with like the main character's journey and everything. And just seeing like a story being told about like a guy with Down syndrome played by a guy with Down syndrome is huge.
Mm-hmm. Speaking. This is off subject, but I know how much William likes fantasy and movies. Have you seen Dark Crystal yet?
2 episodes in, and I'm kind of savoring it like a like a nice piece of chocolate.
He's just like cutting the knife. Ooh,
Dude, I don't want it to be over. Honestly, I haven't had time to watch
scarfed that. I scarfed it down so quick. I envy you. I don't pity you. I envy you because I'd be like, man, I should have savored it because I got to wait like 8 years for them to make this movie again, make the next season or whatever.
Well, I'm not going to say anything, but it just seems like I was watching one of Adam from Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch his videos, and his younger son was like, I already know what happens. They kill all the goblins. I'm like,
it's true. It's true.
I'm like, man, I didn't even think of that until he said it, but now it is stuck in my head.
It's like the precursor. The second seasons might be like the Schindler's List of the Dark Crystal movie because it's like, see it. I mean, the original Dark Crystal, they're gone. And in this one, it's like, hey, they're all around. And you kind of feel sad. You're like, you're not going to make it. And you're dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. And you're going to make it. Though, I'm not going to spoil anything. But certain things happen in the finale where I don't know if they're going to play with that timeline. Or it might not be the same. Some stuff that doesn't connect with the movie. So hopefully maybe they'll surprise us, I hope. Season 2.
I don't know. Again, I've only gotten 2.5 episodes in, but I could swear that the whole premise was that these aliens came down and split in half. I hope they get to that.
Oh, they don't worry. I'll just say, don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. That's another show where like all these characters are played by like major actors, and they're here for like 5 minutes and they disappear. Like Alicia Vikander is his girlfriend, the girlfriend of the Taron Egerton character, and she's like in the first episode, I think, and then she's not in any more episodes. It's just like, wow, there's Mark Strong. Bye, Mark Strong. It's like they just fly by, you never see him. Mark Hamill's in the
plot. He's like, look at my tooth. I'm out.
That guy could have been a great Lex Luthor. Don't hate on him. He's great.
Dude, he would be the perfect Lex Luthor. They kind of half-assed did it in Shazam.
Yeah, he's like he was a good Sinestro. I'd have given him Sinestro. Man, the movie was horrible, but I mean he was perfect, I thought. But the movie was bad.
Dude, he was a great Sinestro. I mean, dude, that movie sucked balls.
But think about that. That movie was awful. But that movie, you have Taika Waititi and you have Greg Berlanti making the movie. And you have Deadpool. So out of that movie, you got like some good stuff coming out of there. You got essentially the CW universe, because the people who make that movie made the entire CW universe. And you got Taika Waititi, who's essentially fixed Thor. So you got a lot of people.
Yeah, I love what he did with Thor, man. I hope he does a great job with Love and Thunder, man.
And,
Jojo Rabbit.
And Suicide Squad, and he's in The Mandalorian. He's IG-11, so he's all over that place.
Hey, Living Art, what is up? Welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you in a minute. Awesome, man. I got to check out your new video. Maybe I'll play it on the show tonight, if you're okay with that.
So did either of you guys see the trailer for The Irishman?
Yes. Which one? The first or the second one? The second one
that came out like yesterday.
I've only seen the first one.
The first one, don't watch no more trailers, William. Stay with the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, Ray Romano was excellent in the second one, but they kind of show off the special effects, and I don't know if they're done yet. I don't know. They're having premiere, so I guess they are done.
Yeah, it's done. I know that
it's okay.
Martin Scorsese was pretty worried about the visual effects.
For good reason.
It looks weird on Pesci, I think.
It looks weird on De Niro. Looks like he De
Niro's eyes.
Are
weird.
They're too squinty. They don't look young De Niro. But I don't know.
I figure it was just like they release trailers way before they get the effects right half the time. So I'm hoping that's.
They had a premiere today.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's over.
People are saying like the visual effects take a little bit to get used to, but everything else is just fire. Like they said, it's probably Pacino's best performance ever.
Real?
There was a lot. I know. I'm trying to
think about his last performance. with
I'm
Adam
trying
Sandler.
to temper the expectations a little bit, especially with all the praise that's being like thrown around. But yeah, a lot of people are saying it's really that good.
I mean,
that's freaking cool, man.
It's his wheelhouse. It's Scorsese's wheelhouse. So I kind of just wish they would have just. I know he wanted to get the band back together, as it were, but man, in terms of a story, I wish they would have just cast two different people for the same character. Combine them. Get your new muse and your old muse. Get Leo and then get De Niro or something like that. Do both of them or something. I don't know. It's just the CGI effects. I don't know if we're there yet with that. At least from the trailer I saw.
Yeah.
Oh no, we are when Disney does it lately, man. Disney perfected.
But they do it. They do it in small doses. They do it like Kurt Russell's only young for about 5 minutes in Guardians 2. He's not young for 3 hours, which is this Irishman movie. That's the problem.
You know what we're gonna see if they got it right, man, is Gemini Man. Whoa. So if they get that movie looks terrible. I'm super curious about like that technology they did on Will.
I heard they did it in 60 frames per second, so it might might also look weird. So
that dude, watching any movie in 60 frames per second like that just I cannot get used to.
I don't know why Ang Lee keeps wanting to do that stuff.
I don't know.
So weird looking. He's not the only one.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson tried that shit too, and
I forgot about that.
It looked like it made all the effects look like stick out right in your face. Like I can tell now, like every single time that they did something fake.
Mm-hmm. Unless it makes it look better, because I don't know if you're doing something as risky as a young Will Smith with an old Will Smith, you're doing split screens and doing all that stuff, and then you're on top of that, you're pouring 60 frames per second. It's like, oh, you're stacking the deck against you. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong, and this movie's great. But I have no expectations for Gemini Man. That's not the movie I'm looking forward to. Looking forward.
Oh no!
I'm looking forward to 1912. I'm looking forward to the Kingsman prequel. I'm looking forward to.
The Kingsman looks awesome.
Stuff like that. But Mandalorian. I'm looking forward to Mandalorian.
Yeah, Disney Plus for everything. It's got a lot of good stuff on that.
Are you guys going to see the Joker?
Yeah. Yep. Dude, that's getting such good reviews and talk, man.
DJ doesn't like it.
Well, a lot of people, it's like hit or miss, but I mean, you gotta wait till you see it, though, don't you? I mean,
you
just don't like the style.
I read the treatment, and then I heard a lot of interviews with Todd Phillips, who is not. Now that I see his intentions were he hates comic book movies, and he wanted to, by his words, sneak a real movie into the comic book genre so people will see it, and that makes me think like, oh, you don't have respect for the character. You just you just wanted to make an art house film, which again, if you wanted to do that, just make an art house. Again, me personally, this is my personal judgment, and I've said this on your show before, Will. I don't want an origin story of the Joker. That's what makes the Joker the Joker. You don't need to know his backstory. That's why I loved a guy who, again, did not. My dog is right here. A guy who does not like comic books, Christopher Nolan, understood that, where he was like, we'll just give him multiple backstories, because the point of him is that the Joker is a hurricane. He's a force of nature. He's not a person.
Yeah.
Again, this movie I hear is great, and Joaquin Phoenix is probably a top 5 actor working in Hollywood, so I know he's going to kill it. It's just the purpose of the movie seems like, yeah. I know people say movies are movies. You can make it. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but I'm not really holding up high hopes for it. I mean, I probably walk out of it going, oh, okay. Like I'm gonna have an Ad Astra feel for the Joker. I think
it's got a huge Oscar buzz going on right now,
and hopefully he wins, because Joaquin Phoenix should have won like 3 times already.
Yeah, he was incredible in The Master.
The Master, Walk the Line, Gladiator. I mean, he's been missing out Oscars for most of his career. So
I don't know. I think it looks pretty damn sweet. It's going to definitely have a cameo for Batman. Yeah. I know that's the shot.
Well, he's in the trailer. Bruce Wayne's like 5 years old in the trailer, so he's the little kid that he goes like that to his mouth.
No, I know, but I feel like Pattinson's first scene's going to be in that movie.
Oh no, you're absolutely wrong. Todd Phillips does not give a shit about.
So, man.
He does not give a shit. He does not give a shit about comics. He literally said it. I don't care about comics.
I know, but it's not. I know, but he doesn't own the property.
Oh, yeah, he does. They gave him complete carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he's doing it. That's why Joaquin signed on.
Shit.
Martin Scorsese was actually involved in the early going as an executive producer.
And the movie was
insane.
done by the time they cast Robert Pattinson anyway. So unless they're gonna reshoot it now, after the guy literally said, "I'm not a big fan of comic book movies," they're not trying to connect any universes because this Joker is never going to be seen again.
It's just a complete one-off.
One-off. That's it.
Damn,
you might see the back of Batman's head, but you're not going to see Robert Pattinson as Batman. You're not going to see that.
You don't think
so?
No, I think they got. I think they got to put a shock. I don't know, but
I would bet you $1 million that will never happen.
Yeah. The only thing that I think that they wouldn't do that for is because it's got such an Oscar buzz that maybe that they just don't want to like marry it to anything.
Well, the Oscar buzz came later. The movie came first.
I know, but they could always like dump shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, test audiences and all that.
This to me, this Joker movie is kind of like what James Mangold did with Logan. He went to Fox and he goes, "Give me carte blanche to do whatever I want. I don't want to have to connect to this. I don't have to connect to this." And they gave him carte blanche, and we got Logan. The Joker did the same thing. He asked for complete carte blanche. He didn't want to have to connect to a universe. I'm getting an actor who doesn't do sequels, Joaquin Phoenix, and leave me alone. So that's what I think happened in this situation, where it's like, okay, we're going to make this one-off movie, and that's it. Just like how James Mangold made Logan. Logan connects with nothing. It's completely different from every other movie in the Fox X-Men universe. So
I know what's going to happen at the very last scene. It's going to be in the shadows.
You can hope too.
And
ladies and gentlemen, you can have hope too. Have hope, like William.
You're going to hear the sound of bats, and he's going to turn around, and you're going to see like the reflections of diamonds sparkling on the Joker's face.
The reflections of diamonds. That's a Twilight joke, folks.
Someone got
not too late for a Twilight joke. Never too late for a Twilight joke.
I do want to see the movie, especially for just Joaquin alone, but I do completely agree with what you were saying, DJ, about how the Joker, I think, is just better off a mystery.
Yes, exactly.
And that's part of what makes him so terrifying, is you don't know why he's doing it. You don't know
who he is, why he's doing it. He just, he's a hurricane. He comes in, he does his thing. Even if he loses, he wins. That's why I like the Joker. I don't need to know.
So you guys just shit on The Killing Joke original graphic novel, and then you shit also on the 1989 Batman movie.
Do I need to bring up, first off, that Jack Nicholson movie? Tim Burton himself said, "I don't give a shit about continuity." Joker killed his parents. He didn't give a crap about any of that. Batman killed people, and Joker killed his parents. And then the other one, what was the first thing you said? Oh, The Killing Joke. Need I bring up the animated series, the animated film?
No. I said the graphic novel. I made a.
Do you want me to bring up the animated film? Because when you say that's forever tainted, my friend. Don't bring
not that shitty ass animation.
You're bringing a rickety gun to a machine gun fight.
I brought the comic, not the film. Hey, Wannabeard the Pirate is in the chat, and he's a little drunk. Epic. Arr. What's up, brother? I hope you're drinking the rum responsibly tonight.
Screw responsibility. Drink as much as you want.
Hey, we're gonna chat some more about this. I'm gonna jam some of Aisha's artwork. She did another cool ass thing, and I always jam her stuff. And then I want to like switch over to the chat where the chat like asks us questions and shit like that.
Do it.
If you guys,
are you guys gonna watch Watchmen?
What's that?
That's another one. We'll talk about. We'll talk about.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about Watchmen. I got some thoughts on Watchmen.
My shit is his Dark Materials, man.
I didn't realize it's supposed to be set like 15 or 20 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on in this trailer? I had to like look online to figure out that it was set after the events of the movie and the graphic novel.
Two words make me afraid for it. And those two words are Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
That's what makes me worried for it. And everybody goes, hey, he did The Leftovers. Yes. And he also messed up Lost. And he also messed up Prometheus. So, yeah. I'm
How do you mess up Lost? Lost just sucked.
Well, it started off great. And then they had no ending.
Yeah, the first season.
It had no ending. They didn't know what they were doing. It's flying by the seat of their pants.
Dude, that ending was like... I literally, that was the first time I wanted to like actually hurt somebody that made some artwork, I wanted like, they took so much of my life and just totally screwed me.
He kidnapped William for fucking 5 years.
Later, Jim. It's always a pleasure having you, man. Thank you so much for coming, man. And, get up, get some rest and all that stuff. or get some sleep and get some rest. Hey, Aisha, which do you want me to play? The zombified one or the Wire? Let me know. And there's a 15-second delay, so there's always a dramatic pause when I ask questions. I use Frank music in my. All right, yeah, all right. I'll do Frankie's.
It's kind of eerily similar to what you were just doing.
That's true. I'm clairvoyant, apparently.
I just finished a new episode of Miscast Reads.
You did?
That's why I didn't get the my intro music video done on time. I got obsessed with it. I was actually doing it for Zombified's 1,000 subscriber thing as part of like one of the narrators, but it became such a cool narration. I was like, dude, I'm making this a full production. And then it just evolved. I freaking love doing voice work.
It's great, man.
I always have.
It's great.
But DJ, man, I know now why you like to stick with the podcast stuff.
It's more fun. I like theater of the mind, man. It's way more creativity goes into what you do when you do that. When you see it's kind of like you're limited, but when you can't, you can do whatever. I can like have $100 million budget when it's only audio.
Yeah, right. Your Superman sketches are hilarious.
Right.
Man.
There?
I had Superman and Batman on the screen. It would cost me visually. It would cost me like $1 zillion, but for audibly, it cost me nothing. It cost me absolutely nothing.
That's right. And the set can be like the entire universe,
right,
and completely full resolution because your mind has no limits.
All I have to do is do a really bad Batman impersonation, and that's it. That's all I gotta do.
Where is she?
You will.
I want to hear your Pinhead impression real quick.
Oh, I gave it to you. It's on my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to you on a text.
Can I play it?
Yeah, you can play it. This is for a sketch that we're doing. Don't. I don't know if you read the sketch, but it's essentially.
Not yet.
Oh, then you might have no context of why.
Fridays, man, like if you want me to do anything, it's like not happening. I have to work, and then I spend the entire rest of the time trying to get the show ready to go. So
I will reveal
sprint
to your listeners and your followers and your viewers what the sketch is going to be for Halloween. We're doing a Comedy Central roast of Jason Voorhees with every roaster is a horror monster or a horror icon, and we're doing it as everybody's doing really, really mean roasting jokes, and one of the people doing the jokes are Pinhead. Pinhead.
Nice.
We have Chucky. We have Leatherface. We have Freddy. We have everybody. So we're marking off the people whose impersonations we can do. Candyman is in there. So we just made them have. That's what I was writing. Really mean jokes about Jason Voorhees today.
So we were actually just brainstorming and pitching the idea of maybe for next Halloween. So like the past 3 years, we've done like short scares for Halloween.
Right.
And we were thinking a year ahead and thinking next year we might do like a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
But like
that'll
all
be
like
easy to do.
Yeah, that's what and we could have fun with it too. And that's like always something I've wanted to do is like actually be able to do a character that, you know, I grew up watching.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
All you would need is a good pair of gloves. Well, you can get a glove anywhere. The sweaters. Jason and Freddy are the two easiest people to dress up as.
But then we're like talking about like the legality of it, and then it just becomes like a lot of questions that I don't have answers to. It's like there's so many fan films out there on YouTube, you know?
Yeah, anything with Star Wars, you'll have like a zillion of them.
You have to automatically demonetize it and don't even let it get to that point. I mean, if you watch the whole saga that happened with Star Wars Theory, because he did that really epic freaking Vader short film.
That's amazing. It's awesome.
It's so good, man. It's like better than half the shit that Disney's been making, and he got a lot of flack for that for a millisecond, but he smoothed it all out.
Look at
he doesn't make any money.
Look at Red Letter Media. They did the Gremlins 2 review, and YouTube pulled it out. Red Letter Media is like, speaking of Star Wars, they do like they're big deal. and YouTube yanked all of their stuff, and then they had to get in contact with Joe Dante, who called back the studio to let them play it on YouTube.
Wow.
and they're a big deal. So if they're getting pulled, yeah, everybody. Unless you're like so minuscule that nobody cares, then you'll get it through. But the algorithm is essentially working against you. You'd have to do everything. You'd have to use royalty-free music. Maybe never mention the name Freddie, just him or that guy or the janitor guy or the pedophile back in the, and maybe like keep him in shadow. They did that with the Alien versus Predator Requiem, where they kept the Predator in shadow because they didn't have to.
That's no. I don't. I heard, and I'm pretty sure this is the case, that they just processed that shit wrong.
Oh,
like the
really?
Cinematographers suck balls.
I think Greg told me that they lost the rights.
They shot it wrong.
Okay. That's even worse. That's even. Yeah. I was hoping they had some kind of like knowledge. Like, okay, we have to turn the brightness down because we don't own these characters anymore. But your way is way worse. That means they're incompetent.
No, they showed them plenty. Like in the whole beginning of the film, they showed all the freaking predators and everything. So that can't be the case. Oh, wow. They literally fucked the cinematography up, like straight.
That's
like
Requiem.
Screwed the pooch.
Requiem. Oh, it's bad.
It's so bad.
It's
you
so
can't
bad.
see shit, man.
There's like 40 minutes where there's nothing. Like you can't. The final fight, you can't see anything.
You can't see anything, man. Like the whole movie, it's really, really frustrating too, because it's such a cool like idea of an alien predator. But you can never see the damn thing.
How would you rank?
I ever saw Requiem.
How would you rank your Predator movies, William? I think your ranking will be different than my ranking.
My ranking, it might be. Obviously, for nostalgic purposes, I gotta give it to the first one. But I swear, I freaking love the second one, dude. I love the Danny Glover Predator.
It's getting a resurgence. I'll give it to you.
It's awesome. Other than that, though, that's the only one. Like
it's the only one he's seen.
Those two, man. Every other Predator was not a Predator movie. It was more like sensationalism and like fluff, but it was not a Predator. I mean, the one where they went on the planet, that the actual Predator or whatever, that was all right.
I like that one.
But it was okay. It was okay.
I like it. I like it because the concept, because that concept is really cool, and yeah, it was the only one that kind of felt like a natural sequel to the first one. Predator 2 is a fine film, but it's like not connected at all really to the first movie. Which is fine, but this one actually felt like the first Predator movie to me. The rest of them don't feel like a Predator movie to me. It felt like a different movie with...
That's not true. The second one is totally connected.
How is it connected?
They have the whole discussion about it.
An exposition dump is not how I'm talking. I'm talking about like it feels like a Predator, like and not Gary Busey going the lions, the tigers, the bears. I'm not talking about that's an exposition dump. I want it to feel like a Predator movie, and like kind of not even the fight with Danny Glover doesn't even feel like the same as the Arnold fight. They don't feel the same. But
it's the urban Predator. Come on. He fights Jamaicans, dude. Come on.
That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it.
I looked up the cinematographer for Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. His name's Daniel Pearl, and he also shot the Friday the 13th remake, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
God.
Yeesh.
A ton of music videos.
You might be onto something, William. You might be onto something.
You know who else shot a shit ton of music videos? Michael Bay.
Yeah. David Fincher also shot a shitload of music videos.
That's the way to do it, though. I freaking love shooting music videos. I would do that all day long, but, you know. Here we go. Here's DJ as Pinhead.
God.
But seriously, I'm the only one here that possesses a deadly, dark, and terrifying box that hasn't been opened in a millennia. Well, me and Mrs. Voorhees.
Pain.
I realized that I was, because I'm not a big horror guy, so I started watching. I was like, to do this impersonation, I was like, oh, let me just watch a clip of him, and I realized, oh, he's British. I didn't really pick that up, so I just started with Patrick Stewart and just got gravelly from there. I went with the First Contact Patrick Stewart. The line must be drawn here. That Patrick Stewart.
Oh, there's more though. What's another? Pennywise. That should be. So Aisha just went and saw it too. I'm sure a lot of you guys did.
I didn't see it yet.
I did Tim Curry's Pennywise. I prefer Tim Curry's Pennywise, even though I like Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. But Tim Curry's, he's always my Pennywise.
Yeah.
You think Jason's ugly under that mask now? You should have seen him when he was 12. He looked like the illegitimate son of Stanley Tucci and cancer.
That was awesome.
That laugh was amazing.
That's always gonna be my Pennywise. He's always my Pennywise.
Tim Curry as Darkness.
Oh, don't freak! That still freaks me out, man. I still can't look at that scene.
It's
terrifying.
so hard to like. It's hard to like picture that little man.
Oh yeah,
it's
about this big.
Yeah, like, it's just so for when it was made and the budget they had and
Ridley Scott.
It was just that was very well done.
Ridley Scott, man, he knows how to terrify you.
Yeah, back in his glory days, man.
When I think of the devil, that's what I picture. I picture Tim Curry as Darkness in Legend.
Freaking Darkness. He wasn't even the devil. The devil was in the fireplace.
Yeah. So I don't know. Tim Curry's Darkness was just like a crony.
Yeah, the devil was like, woo. I mean, I don't even know who Tim Curry was really supposed to be. Like,
that movie scared Tom Cruise into Scientology. I'm telling you that right now.
Either that or that weird fairy it was running around.
Jennifer Connelly? Wasn't she in it?
No, it was like Mia, that chick from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jack. There it is, the finished project by Aisha in 1994. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause in the chat, please, for this wonderful artist.
That's great. Look at that.
She's fantastic, man.
Pirates don't need sleep.
Is Wannabeard going to the bed? Is he hitting the hammock? All right, chat. Danny is getting his head polished by a rainbow eating and shitting unicorn that breathes fire of purple out of its hair. So it's up to you guys now. What do you got? And we'll answer it. It's chat time. Chat.
It's chat time. You say it so diabolically, like we're Mr. Bond. It's chat time.
You expect me to talk?
No, Mr.
Bond. I expect you to die.
Expect me to talk. Push it.
Man, I wish I had a fat little tubby unicorn polish in my brain.
Me too. Me too.
A sentence I thought I'd never hear in my entire life.
Right?
Oh, as soon as I open up to the chat, everybody, like, it's quiet. Stage fright? Nerds,
Yeah.
says Greg.
It's true. It's very true.
So, thanks, Aisha. You are awesome. Greg, so did you ever get that computer fixed? Are you ever going to function as a person on the web again? Or is that job, like, too much for you to handle, brother? Yeah, right, M? Silence. It's like, hey, chat, talk to us. And they're like, crickets.
Oh, you just got burned.
What happened now?
Dang. Well, I did lay down the guideline rules. So it was shoot the shit for the first hour.
He's Barbosa.
Chat,
It's just guidelines. Parlay.
He has a work laptop that he can't install anything on.
Hack that bad boy. You know what I'm saying?
And his dog must have ate his burly Max Abacus's computer. All right, so Wannabeard asks, have you guys voted for your next world leader?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Wannabeard for world leader.
Are we getting political right now? Is that what's going on? Are we getting political? I don't want to get kicked off the chat.
Like,
Yeah, Right.
Yeah, right. M's like, no world leaders, anarchy.
Anarchy. Joker. That's the Joker right there. There he is. I see you, Joker. I see you.
Aisha wants to know what you guys did today, or what we did today. So let's start at Thinking Art and work our way up.
Worked.
Seems like a normal
Yeah.
freaking day for a Friday.
And then I tried to, after working a full 8 hours, I tried to come home and get like an hour and a half of editing done before jumping on the stream.
Oh, yeah, I hear you, man. What about you, dog boy?
I told you I was writing the sketch, and then one of the jokes in the sketch is that we have all these monsters, and then we also have Jeff Ross. So I had to go through all of Jeff Ross's Roast Master General. So I went through all of his roasts, and I was looking for him to say the word Jason one time. And I found him saying Jason. He was making fun of Jason Alexander. And I just cut it up and made it seem like he's roasting Jason Voorhees. So that was my Friday. I sent you that clip, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to be checking that out.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
When will it be out?
Probably we're going to finish recording it sometime this week. So probably beginning of October. We're saving it for like the October month.
Yeah.
I got to do all the
Dude, you guys are doing
noises.
video now too, which I think is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
The little story times.
Oh yeah,
I love them.
I love them. we were talking about. I remember it was Hurricane Wilma. And we had lost power, and it was a friend of mine. She had never seen Lord of the Rings, and for the hours that we didn't have power, we essentially told her the entire plot of Lord of the Rings in the same way those videos are. And then I was like satisfied with it. But then, like, years later, I talked with her, and she's the biggest Lord of the Rings fan now. And she had at the time never heard of it, never knew anything about it, didn't care. And now she has like all the books, all the DVDs and all that stuff. I was like, you know what, we should do something just like that, where we just speed through explaining a story of a movie and just do it real fast.
I love it.
Yeah.
The Boy and His Dog is freaking.
Oh my
first
God.
of all, I never knew about.
Never knew about it either. There's the one thing about those videos, I don't ever see them. I had never seen that movie before, and Matt had given it to me, and I'm like, what is it? It's like I'm giving him good stuff. I give him like Marlboro Man and Raw Deal. He goes, oh, I want you to watch A Boy and His Dog, and I'm thinking it's the one with Dennis Leary, and I was like, I don't want to watch this freaking movie. But then it's way darker than that. Way darker than that. So yeah, it was fun.
It's so jacked up.
Oh man,
I hear you.
Don Johnson, baby.
My ass, I ran around town, got my shit done, finished up the episode for Miscast Reads, coordinated the job for tomorrow, set up my iPad Mini to be my new drone screen, and set up the damn show for today. That's what I did.
Greg, my dog's eating a shark. If you're asking, my dog's eating a shark. He was like, "What is my dog eating?" He's eating a shark. Little baby
And
shark.
wants to know what's your greatest challenge as a creator.
Ooh, who's that for first? Who are we going to?
Let's start with you, and then move on down.
Coming up with a sketch is pretty rough, because what we try and do is make every sketch movie or television related, and turn it on its ear, and then be original, because nothing is original. So that's really tough. Usually, when I have an idea, when I came up with the idea today, I wrote it as quickly as possible before it leaves my head, and I try and do it as quickly as possible, because it's very fast. Ideas, you got to get them out there as quickly as possible. For me, anyway, because if I don't, I will like, okay, I'll get back to the Superman versus Batman sketch, and then it will be gone in a minute, and I'll be like, oh, what the hell was that thing? So yeah, coming up with a sketch and then getting it out there as quickly as possible is the hardest challenge.
Yeah, I think like once you can write it down, but sometimes like the inspiration is part of the idea, and when that goes away, you forget what the hell you wrote down.
Right.
Like,
We did the Die Hard.
Why did I write that down?
We did a Die Hard sketch, and it was for Christmas, and it was trying to get the Alan Rickman voice, and then it was trying to get, because the people on my show are in 3 different time zones, and to give them direction through a text is very difficult, because sometimes I can't call them. So it's like, say the line kind of like this, but I got to like type text it. So giving them direction through a text is kind of tough too.
Yeah, man, I feel that through a text. Like telling someone the show is starting when they're walking the dog.
That's a different direction. That's logistics. That direction. That's completely different.
What's up with you, Wes?
For me, it's time.
That's what I'm into.
It's like, you know, through the work or through the week, it's like working a full-time day job and then trying to find the time when I get home, the time and energy to be creative, edit, like write episodes, write short films, stuff like that. And then on like actual shoots even is just time, like never really having the time we need to get it perfect. Like for our last short film that we just shot 2 Saturdays ago was one of the absolute most stressed I was ever on a film set.
Mm.
It's like I was to the point where I thought I was gonna like pull my hair and just cry.
Really?
Yep.
What were you shooting?
Yeah.
We were shooting a horror short. It's coming out. Hopefully, it'll be out next month for Halloween. But there's actually a lot of visual effects involved, and it's just a matter as if our VFX artists can get it done in time or not. Which we're pretty confident we can. It's just that because things got rushed, some things got missed, and now it's more VFX because we have to like. We have to paint people out of shots. We have to paint lights out of shots. But the biggest thing was we had an actor from New York City involved in the production, and she had a very tight window of like she had to leave at this time, and there was like no budging from that. Well, we ran an hour behind because of like random issues that popped up. And we ended up having to shoot like the climax of the movie with these super intense stunts involved and VFX involved in like an hour.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
And I remember
dude,
at one point,
shit.
I still had 5 shots to do with the actress from New York. And I hear the second AD like yell out like 3 minutes. Like 3 minutes, 5 shots.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, the stunt that we were doing with her was not working.
Oh no.
And
how'd you get through it?
So I don't want to like ruin the film at all, but let's just say we have people picking the actress up in the shot and we have to paint all the people out.
Oh my God! I see.
Oh, dude, rotoscope your asses off, right?
But here's the thing.
Damn, if
it works, if you paint them out and the shot works, it's gonna make it feel like 20 times as good because of all the crap you went through to get it off, to pull it off. If it works, you're gonna be like on top of the freaking world.
Fingers crossed. It was. I was stressed to the absolute max because I was like, the stunt's not working, and if the stunt doesn't work, then we don't have a movie. And if we don't get the shots that we have, like 5 shots left with her in 3 minutes, then we don't have a movie, like a finished movie. And I was just like pulling my hair out.
Jesus.
And especially being, the leader, like everybody's coming to you for answers, and you don't know the correct answer.
Man.
And the only thing you can do is like make a decision and be confident in that decision. And hope for the best.
Hell yeah, man. Well, dude, it's awesome that you're doing it, though. I mean, obviously, you're not getting paid for this again. So
yeah, this was my...
It's a labor of love. I know how that goes, man. So my freaking stress is not supporting my homies enough.
Advertising.
Can't do that enough. And... dude, same as you, dude. Time sucks. Like, work takes up everything. I've been shooting a scene for our short film for a fucking month and a half.
The action scene?
The underwater deal. We've been battling the tides, and the hurricanes are stirring up the ocean, and like it's a pain in the butt, dude. Like, so I finally edited the scene. I'd love to show you guys, but I don't have Rager here, so he's the director, and I don't have permission, so I can't show you. But it's freaking awesome.
I can't wait to see this. I'm really excited.
It's got like a Sin City snatchy kind of vibe.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's super stylistic because I wanted to go that route, and completely black and white. It's pretty awesome, dude. So we got 2 scenes done, so it should be out by November of 2021.
Nice.
21.
I thought you were
It's gonna be Spider-Man 3. This Spider-Man. I'm home again, or whatever the heck it's called. In this.
Yeah. And for Greg, for your question, training is going good. I'm starting group classes this week. It's like drill sergeant shit for like boot camp, and if people put their butts in the air, then I get really pissed off and I scream out like a fucking maniac. So. 45 minutes of hell, and welcome to my world. I will kill you. Come on down. Yeah, but I'm getting trained by a master trainer, and I'm doing like a residency for this, so it should be pretty sweet. What else we got here? I'm missing some questions.
Scroll up.
Hey, Wannabeard, later on, good night. Take that booty to bed, and remember, don't sleep with your gold. Bury that shit.
He's a leprechaun?
I know there was another question we missed. Could you even breathe? What was that about?
You said you're underwater?
Oh, yeah. No, well, we had weights in our pockets, so I would sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
And, yeah, breathing was a chore.
Did you see the still I shared from the short we shot, Will?
Where can I find it?
It was shared. I only shared it on Instagram because I was trying to kind of bury it so people wouldn't be surprised. But I can send it in the chat.
If I click on shit in the chat.
Oh, it won't.
Oh, whoa. What was that?
Instagram.
The chat.
If I click on it, sometimes it crashes the whole damn
don't
thing.
do that. If you go to Instagram and the Thinking Art Entertainment Instagram page, it's the second picture there. I'm
going to try it. If it crashes, it ain't my fault.
Don't do it. And the moment of truth.
Here it goes.
Don't crash.
Bye, guys. We're about to crash.
It's been fun. I don't know what I did. Did I crash it?
I'm still here.
Are we moving?
I'm moving.
All right, cool. Why is there like a thing over her face?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Dude, that makeup is epic.
Yeah.
There we go.
Damn.
That makeup is freaking awesome,
That's like,
dude. Holy crap.
That's some Exorcist shit.
Yeah, our makeup artist, Brittany, is incredible.
God.
I dig the lighting too, man. Like the backlight and everything. I'm a sucker for looking for like the depth in the damn frame.
There was a lot of effort put into this, and it's one of the happiest I've been with like stuff we shot, and then to have it all kind of like fall apart and like that last hour is just like kind of heartbreaking.
It's pretty freaking awesome though, dude. I cannot wait to see this thing. Epic goodness. Epic goodness. Mm-hmm. And now back to the soothing memory of Danny Mick's brain being massaged by a fat unicorn eating and shitting rainbows. Be calm. Be calm.
It's in the waiting room to heaven is that shot right there. That picture right there.
I can't wait. I'm missing out on something here. There's some running joke going.
Oh, I see Clem Fandango. That's all I need to see. That's one of the greatest freaking things ever. I recommend to everybody who's never seen Toast of London to watch Toast of London. It's fantastic. I think I got Greg on it. It's one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Hells yeah. Danny says, it's so freaking cool to be connected to you guys. Real filmmakers. Getting there.
And me. I'm also here.
There's a big old hype from Wes. And me. You're freaking hardcore podcaster, dude. You're like the M. Night Shyamalan of audio.
I don't know what that means, but
it's a twist.
It's a twist. That means I make one good movie and then I suck for 10 years and I make another one and I destroy my own career right after that. No, I'm not. I've made one movie and I remember in school and I remember how nerve-wracking that was. And I was a co-director I can only imagine when when you're by yourself. That's rough. It's just oof.
Yeah, man. I don't envy directing.
It sucks.
Like I like doing the cinematography and letting like Josh do all the bull crap.
It sucks. It's like when I was in school, a lot of the people I went to school with, we were in classes. They were more camera inclined. I was more writing inclined. So I would like write the stuff, and they would shoot the stuff. And then when you write, you get very protective of certain things, and then you see once you finish writing it, it's kind of like out of your hands, and you watch them kind of change, and it's like but that and editing, because the way they did it in our class was we would write a script, and then the teachers would decide which script to make a movie, but then after that, everybody would learn how to edit everything that was shot, and whoever the teachers decided was the best edit would pick it. Which, in that context of making a story, that's like from the inception to what it is, it's like a game of telephone. It might be completely different than what it was intended. So,
It's whispering in someone's ear and letting it get to the other side of the room.
Correct. Correct.
So,
I am really Matt B.
What's that?
I am really
Greg
Matt
is asking.
How's JJ doing? Says Danny Mick. JJ is doing good. He's doing tours in Little Havana and Miami. Like, gets a group of people, takes them around, shows them what's cool, what's not. Takes them to bars, like shows them some good food, good drinks. We got a show we're gonna get done as soon as I get any goddamn free time. It's kind of like an Andrew Bourdain kind of thing. It's pretty sweet,
Anthony?
man. It's the idea anyway.
That'd be cool. Little Havana.
Eventually
Vincent D'Onofrio grew up in Little Havana. Little fact about Little Havana, Miami.
His woman calls him the king of Little Havana because apparently he knows everybody and he's like the unofficial mayor of that little strip. So
Awesome.
And you can totally picture it with JJ. That's the kind of dude he is. So yeah, I think he's doing pretty good. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a few weeks, so I think that's the case. And he's going to school for some medical stuff to make some ducats. Yes. Danny says, I'm getting teabagged by Rainbow Bright. What the fuck?
That just opens up a whole bunch of questions. Teabagged by Rainbow Bright. One, did know that she had transitioned to two.
That shit is hilarious, dude.
Wow.
I will be right back, guys. I gotta let my friend in the building.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Danny, man, tell everybody in the group to chill the hell out on that damn stream. It's going nuts right now, like they're having a damn party in that thing.
Party hardy, Marty.
I'm afraid if I open Facebook, the whole damn thing will... Every time I open anything, I'm afraid that damn system's going to crash, dude. So.
Everything is on a string. If you pull one little thing, it explodes.
It's been doing pretty good the last few episodes, man. I'm not going to
knock on something. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Knock on my soul.
So I'm gonna transition to something that I need to ask you, William, because we're what, 9 months into the year? What's your favorite movie of the year so far?
Oh, Endgame.
Real? Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Of all the movies you've seen this year, Endgame is the best movie you've seen.
Yeah, because maybe not because of technical reasons or like its artistic quality, but because of the hype that was in my soul. Like, it fulfilled something that was burning for a year, so I have to give it to that. I have to. Like, it was too epic of something I wanted to see, and I wanted to see it so bad, and it delivered. So, like, was it like award-winning? No. Was it all the other stuff, and plus half the year hasn't happened yet. So
no,
they usually wait till the end of the year to release the cool shit.
Right.
But I gotta say, man, it wasn't as good as Infinity War.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Infinity War to me is a more, though I love Endgame. Endgame, it's like Nerdgasm the movie, but it's just Infinity.
That's the best way to describe Nerdgasm.
Infinity War is like a hey Aisha, how you doing? It's kind of like more of a the script is better, I think. The way it works, the way it flows, that movie starts and it does not stop until he snaps his fingers. It will not, there's no break in that movie.
Plus it has a tragic ending, which I love in movies, man, like Braveheart, Gladiator.
Spoiler.
Tragic endings where shit just doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. The hero doesn't win,
I just think that Infinity War kind of delivered on one of the biggest promises that Marvel ever had, which was we kept hearing, this Thanos guy, he better be good because Marvel can't do villains and blah, 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 blah. And Thanos is a meme. He is so good as a villain. People use him in conversation, like the snap and the dusting and all that stuff. And the fact that he had a very high bar to climb. He had to dethrone Loki. He had to dethrone Killmonger, who was only months earlier, and he had to transcend like the stigma that Marvel doesn't know how to do villains. And he's a digital character. So that's for the fact that was the first time I had seen him, and Brolin kills that role because I think I like Infinity War more.
Brolin kills every role though.
Yeah, but
dude, he owns every role he does, even that Men in Black shit.
He's the only thing good in the Men in Black movie. But I think I prefer him in Infinity War because I think he's more nuanced to what he's doing with the character than in Endgame, where he's comic book Thanos in Endgame, where in the movie they gave me this version of Thanos I had never seen where he's kind of zenned out, where he's like, I'm not even trying to fight you. I'm just, this has to happen. He's very calm and, the boyfriend, I like him. He's very calm. And in Endgame, which it makes sense because he didn't go through all that stuff. He's just more arch villain, I'm going to kill everybody, blah, 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 blah. And Infinity War, that's why you kind of root for him because he's not like a tyrannical, crazy person. He's not Gary Oldman in The Professional. He's just like a very zenned out. This is what has to happen. You guys are fighting me, but it's okay. I'm not gonna kill. I hope they remember you. He's very nice, and that's what makes me that character more. But I prefer. I'm with you. I prefer Infinity War over Endgame.
So Endgame to me is like Back to the Future 2.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
It's not as good as 1, but it's damn kick ass. And it definitely is a good sequel, they definitely did dumb his character down because they killed the good one right off the bat, but that was an epic death, dude. He chopped his freaking head off.
I jumped out of my chair when that happened. I was like, yeah, because Thor had slowly risen to like, oh my god, I love Thor, and there's that moment I was like, yes, but then that Thor disappears for the rest of the franchise. So I don't know.
Yeah, I did that. That's the only part I did not like about Endgame was too much fat Thor. I wasn't a fan. I mean, in the beginning, cool, but I thought when he like transformed with the lightning that he would just become a godlike figure again. I didn't realize that he would just still be fat Thor.
Yeah, I think they could have cut that in half. Aisha's asking about Midsummer. Midsummer is one of the craziest movies. I don't know if you've seen that, Will, but that is.
I haven't. I don't go to the movies that often, and when I do, it's got to be an epic ass movie like Joker, Endgame. It's got to be something that I know is going to be like seriously talked about. And Midsommar was, but not enough.
It is. So. It's apparently like a cult. They said it was a breakup movie, but it's like a breakup movie in terms of Jim Jones. It's very creepy and violent and graphic, but beautiful at the same time. That is a movie that I had like little to no expectations, and I like watched and I was like, oh, I felt icky. Though it's not.
I felt icky.
There's scenes in there where you're like, wow, they're unflinching would kind of be my word for it, because they don't shy away from when stuff bad happens. And they don't cut the camera away. They make you look. Hey, look. We're going to show you all of this. I want you to breathe it in, and then we're going to go to the next scene. Man, Midsommar is a creepy movie. I don't know if you'd like that.
You need shrooms, right?
They do them in the movie. They do some kind of psychedelic in the movie, but yeah, I don't know if you'd like that movie. I'm interested if you watch it, if you would like it. I don't know how you would take that movie. It's weird, man. It's out there.
I don't mind trippy movies, man, but I usually like to be tripping when I'm watching them. So.
It's I think Greg hit it in the chat here. It's essentially like a beautiful Wicker Man. It's like if Wicker Man was shot by Terrence Malick.
Dude, who was that guy you were ripping on? Like
Terrence Malick.
Was that him?
That's Terrence Malick, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. You know, it's funny because I love Thin Red Line. That's Terrence Malick too. And then I had to do a show for somebody, and they made me watch this movie called Night of Cups. And man, I will pay you $1 if you can get through that movie and tell me what the hell's going on. It is one of the most confusing. There's no plot, and it's 2 hours long. It's shot by the guy who did The Revenant and Gravity, so it's beautiful. But you have it's a stream. It's almost like a dream. You're like when you wake up and you just had a dream and you're trying to remember it. That's how the entire movie is, where it's just actors walk, like Christian Bale, I guess, is the star, but like people will show up and disappear. Imogen Pooch shows up. Then there's just Brian Dennehy, who I thought was not alive, but I guess that was Tommy Boy. He really is. And then people just walk in and out of the movie. You have no idea what's going on. And that's when I was like, I'm done with Terrence Malick. Terrence Malick films I'm not smart enough. I'll give him credit. I'm not smart enough to get your films, Terrence Malick. I didn't like Tree of Life. I know people love that movie.
That movie sucks.
I know people who will die on a cross for that movie. They freaking love it. I know people who love was it 1492 or Conquest or whatever? That I think he did that too. And that's where Christopher Plummer, in an interview, got pissed off because he did this whole monologue and Terrence Malick cut it out of the movie, or it's in the background of the shot.
I have returned. Hey. Sorry about that.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, Dean. Your time is done.
Dean, you're gone.
Oh, we're talking about Hereditary? I saw in the
Terrence Malick.
Midsummer led to Hereditary, which led to Malick.
Okay, so what of Malick's new film, or just Malick in general?
Malick in general.
Okay.
William
DJ loves Malick.
No,
he thinks he's one of the best filmmakers.
The opposite of that. The opposite of that. I think I always lean on what Christopher Plummer said about him. I'll never work with him again. He needs a writer. He's a brilliant director, but he needs a writer.
He needs a writer, or he needs an editor? I can't remember. I guess writer.
He said writer because his movies don't have a plot. I mean, I guess if his point is just dropping you into a movie and you got to figure a way out of it. I guess he's accomplishing that in spades, but I kind of like a little bit of structure, and he takes all the structure away, and there's dinosaurs, and then there's Sean Penn, and then there's Brad Pitt, and he's like, what's going on? I don't know.
I really liked The Tree of Life, and I really liked The Thin Red Line.
Thin Red Line is the only one I like by him.
And I did not like anything after The Tree of Life.
Yeah, you got to remember, Thin Red Line's another movie where Adrian Brody was supposed to star in that movie, and he edited him out of the movie. And Adrian Brody didn't find out till the premiere. So yeah, Terrence Malick.
I can't imagine how terrible that would feel.
Terrence Malick is he's not a nice guy in terms of that. Very ruthless. Yes.
Dude, you do a whole freaking you're at work for 3 weeks. You do an entire freaking scene or two
in a war movie.
You get to the red carpet and you're on the red carpet. You tell all your friends and you get to the movie and you're not even
bring everybody. And so it's not like a regular movie where like the movies he's making now where they're in modern day and they're playing guitars. No, this is a war movie with explosions and you're in the jungle and you're doing all the sweating and you're not in the movie.
Jungle, baby. I think Danny needs a friend, man. You know what? Let me see if
Did you guys like Midsummer and Hereditary?
Midsummer, I was telling him, I don't know if Will will like it. It's very creepy. That's why I think I said it's Wicker Man if Malick directed it. That's essentially what it is. It's very, very violent and beautiful at the same time.
I did not like Midsummer.
It's the girl. What's her name? Pugh. She's the new Black Widow movie. She was in that Wrestling with Your Family, I believe.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I didn't recognize her until like halfway through the movie. I was like, I know you. Where do I know you? Where do I know you? Oh, it's the wrestling movie. So yeah, she was good in it. But you know, the movie is very weird, man. It's
weird, and I thought it was underwritten, even though it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, which probably just comes down to it just needs a better screenplay.
Yeah, that's one more pass. But again, this is what you get when you have the auteur stuff. Is that you know. If the writer like a Shyamalan thing. When the writer and director are the same person, they're going to embellish, and nobody's going to stop them.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Hereditary, I definitely agree, was better than Midsummer.
Hereditary is another creepy damn movie.
Yeah, I thought Hereditary hit like a lot of really high marks.
Awesome.
That's a wild movie. The same director.
Super well done.
That's the same director of Midsummer.
Ari Aster.
Yeah.
Super well done. All right, Danny, here we go. Did I crash everything? When everybody gets quiet when I'm doing shit like that, I'm like, oh.
We're dead. We're all dead.
I'm so used to it just going to shit.
So, what's coming out?
We got this weekend is Abominable. Are you ready for that? Another animated movie. Then we got Joker. And then Terminators are on the horizon.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that looks very good, but I'm going to watch it.
That looks like freaking hot dog
Yeah.
shit,
You know what?
dude.
You know why those movies don't work? The sequels don't work? Because it had a perfect ending after 2. You can't.
2 was the end.
That's the end of the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
El Camino. Anybody going to watch that?
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's Breaking Bad.
The sequel to Breaking Bad.
Somebody say, is that Walter White at the end talking to him? I'm
No,
like,
definitely not.
no. No.
Definitely not.
Wasn't the ending clear enough?
No.
Clear.
He might be in some flashbacks, but
Sure, I'll take that. Maybe Saul, maybe Odenkirk will show up, or Acevedo, not Acevedo, the guy the Gus Fring. Maybe Gus Fring will show up.
Yeah.
No, he's gone at that point. Never mind. No, it would only be Saul Goodman at this point. He's the only one I think that's left at this point.
I know Mike is in it, and he died, so there's definitely going to be like flashbacks involved.
Oh, Mike is in it. Oh, okay. I didn't know Mike was. Okay, there you go. So maybe there will be a flashback. Maybe Gus Fring will show up.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video about how he got on that show. I can't remember his name now. Gus Fring, the character that plays Gus Fring. Where I always call him Bugging Out. He's a good, I think. But yeah, he didn't want to be a guest star. He wanted to have a title role, so he did something where he did a performance where they needed him to come back, and he said he would only come back if they gave him a title role. Like he kind of held them ransom, and then they just gave him a title role, something to that effect.
So Danny is going crazy, and so is Greg on Rambo, dude. So I guess we got to talk about it, or we will get lynched.
Okay,
I've heard tons of good things.
Are we going to spoil Rambo? I think Rambo has a problem. One huge problem.
I didn't see it yet.
Okay, I saw it. Well, this has more than one huge problem. It has a lot of huge problems, but I think there is a person in the movie, the people that saw Rambo will know, where they show up and then they go away and they never bring it up again. And really? I think that they would, if I was writing that movie, I did a pass on that movie, I would have had, because what is Rambo about? What is his purpose? His whole purpose is he was abandoned. He was abandoned by his government. He was abandoned by his country. He was abandoned by everybody. And the female character in the movie is dealing with abandonment. And Rambo is kind of like telling her, because he's been abandoned by so many people, don't try and seek, retribution for that. It's horrible. And I think if that was right in that movie, I would have, the person that abandoned that person who disappeared, I would have gave them a redemption arc, and Rambo see them be redeemed. So he now has hope in his life. But they don't do any of that. It's just Rambo meets this person, the person disappears, and then it's just Rambo killing people for 20 minutes of the movie. And the rest of it's never go to Mexico and all Mexicans are evil. That's essentially what I got out of Rambo.
Holy shit.
What was that Jennifer Garner movie where she was like, her family gets killed and she kills all these people, but they happen to all be Mexicans and they're all like the Mexican cartel.
It was
the
angel of the
Peppermint.
Yeah.
That's what Rambo felt like to me, where it was like every Mexican in the movie is really, really evil. And
so was the movie actually racist, or was it just like film Twitter just blowing up about
it was just
that?
Cliche, I would say. I don't think it was racist. It was like very archetypal, like Okay. It reminded me of Peppermint, where it was like everybody once they crossed the border, it was like though I know Mexico is bad, but they treat it like it's everywhere Rambo turns is a horrible person.
Yeah.
Except for like one character. But like the people that like, I guess I'm spoiling the movie. The girl's father, the way he talks to her in the movie, nobody, even my worst enemy, I wouldn't talk to them that way. It was just like so like, really? It didn't feel like a person. It felt like a cliche. Like everybody's a walking cliche in the movie.
Okay.
The violence is great. I mean, in terms of, Rambo, it's excellent when it gets to that part of the movie where he's doing his Rambo stuff. But to get to that is just like, man, there was a better movie in here they could have pulled out. Mm-hmm. They could have done a Logan with this Rambo when they didn't do it. It kind of just went, there's her father. That's the end of that plot line. Bye. You never do anything with it. And it just felt empty to me. Like the last Rambo, the one in Burma, 20 times better than this Rambo. For me, anyway. It was way better.
Well, he always wanted to be a rancher. And Stallone is, he's pretty right-wing, so he probably hates Mexicans.
No. Wow. William said that, folks. I was trying to skirt that line.
His brother has a pizza joint right in my backyard, Stallone's Pizza. I'm not even shitting you, dude.
Really?
It's his brother. Yeah, his brother's freaking pizza joint.
I eat Stallone's. Hey, I don't know.
Pepperoni's pretty fucking
what do you want? You want a pistachio?
Yeah, I chopped up some Mexicans and put it on this here pizza.
What do you want? You want crazy bread?
You want Burma or you want Mexican?
Can't turn it off! You just don't turn it off! I want what they want.
Pixelpia's back in the chat. Hey, Pix, it's chat time, so if you have any questions or you want to talk to us, hook it up.
By the way, Gus Fring is played by Giancarlo Esposito.
I couldn't get his first name right. I keep thinking Acevedo, but it's Esposito.
I knew it started with a G, but I just couldn't think of his first name for some reason.
Greg says you need some Lipton iced tea.
That is a reference to a Lipton iced tea commercial from back in the day that only me and Greg would get. Kids, there was these commercials.
It sounds racist.
No, it was a Lipton iced tea commercial where the guy was like Stallone. It's like the Snickers commercial where you're a comedian and you eat the Snickers and you turn back to your normal self. That's that's the reference. Greg, you can't make references for commercials that came out 10 years ago. Nobody will get it but me.
Oh, wow. So I didn't know that the Jumanji sequel is coming out this year.
Oh, yeah, because it made $1 gazillion. That's why.
I actually thought the last one was funny.
I laughed a good bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was good.
It's weird because I don't know if, well, not weird, but it's kind of sad because Kevin Hart, I don't know if he's going to recover by the time that press tour happens because he just got out of the hospital like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, he was in
an accident?
Horrible car accident, like a Paul Walker car accident. He lived, thank God, but it was bad. He broke his back, I think they said, or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was bad. It was what, 2-3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he gets for being 4 feet tall. If he had the Rock's bone structure, he'd have been fine.
If he had the Rock's bone structure, whatever hit the Rock would explode into 1,000,000 pieces.
They would be hitting a rock.
Jesus.
Oh, did you guys see the trailer for Uncut Gems?
Yeah, I did see that.
Adam Sandler. What did you think?
It looks.
If it's a Sandler movie.
No, it's like a good Sandler movie. It's not like a bad Sandler movie.
It's a drama.
It's a drama. It's like a Punch Drunk Love Sandler movie, not a Grown Ups 2 Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Jesus flick?
Oh,
no.
So somebody sent me that today, but it was in Italian.
It's in Spanish.
Was it Spanish?
What's that?
The one I thought it was in Italian.
Oh, maybe it was. It could have been. Italian.
When you said Jesus flick, I'm thinking Christ.
Yeah,
I did see the trailer.
Jesus rolls.
Yeah, Jesus rolls. I put on Twitter. I'm like, is it okay for me to be excited about a movie about a pedophile? Because I'm really excited about a movie about a pedophile.
And then half the trailer, he's licking a ball.
Yep.
Are we going to skip over that part? Because I think somebody was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know if you've seen The Big Lebowski, but they make a point of saying he's a pedophile. He's
a sex offender.
6-year-olds or something?
Sexual offense. He's a pederast and he's got a record.
6-year-olds, dude.
6-year-old dude.
He's a pederast.
He's a pederast, Walter.
He's a pederast. Shut up, Danny. Or Donnie.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
I don't know that I can handle a sequel to the Big Lebowski. I mean, that commercial like put so much nasty soot in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle it. You know, I want any references to the Big Lebowski whatsoever in that movie. Like, don't mention anything.
It's got John Hamm in it. That's
part of the problem with like sequels now for like movies that came out in like the early 2000s is like there's so much like fan service involved, and it just becomes kind of it feels super forced.
Yeah.
And like for like Super Troopers 2, did you guys see that?
I never saw it because I was like, this is going to be, and it's reeked of Zoolander too. That's why I stayed away.
Yeah.
Wait, excuse me, guys. Hey, good night, Em. We love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a really fantastic rest of the afternoon for you because, it's only like 7 o'clock. All right, evening. It's always awesome having you here, man. Thank you so much.
Good night, Em.
We will see you soon. Good evening.
Like Bill and Ted 3, as Greg brings up. I'm worried. I'm worried about that one too.
Super Troopers 2 had its moments, but it had a lot of trying to just redo the stuff that was funny in the first one. It's just like, come on, that's the best you can come up with after 15 years or how many ever years it was.
But granted, they did crowdfund that movie.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Studio based.
That's true.
So
they
that's about as independent as it gets.
And if you're, the people paid directly for that movie, so you want to give them what they want, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, my brother paid $1,500. He got to party with them.
For real?
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Not even shitting you, dude.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's got that whole video of him like partying his ass off with the whole cast, and they were super cool. There were like, I'd say 70 people in this little bar, and they were just all like partying and shit.
That's amazing.
Jeez. Well, I mean, that's worth the money. But I mean, me personally, I've never been a huge fan of Broken Lizard. I think I just saw Beer Fest like 2-3 years ago. That was the first time I had seen it. I liked it, but I didn't like, I've never seen, what was it, Camp Dread? I never saw that one. Club Dread? Yeah, I never saw that one.
I like that one.
I like Super Troopers.
A lot of dumb humor in there.
Usually, dumb humor never really like, and I've said this to Will before. I'm not a Dumb and Dumber fan. Dumb humor never really gets me. I more prefer like sardonic, sarcastic humor. But then over I fell or fart noise or stuff like that. I kind of get away from that. But
it's like it's like dumb and clever humor, like almost like Arrested Development in a way, but like a dumbed down version of it.
Oh, see,
Beer Fest, dude, is hands down one of the best comedies ever made, in my opinion.
Beer Fest was hilarious. I like Beer Fest.
The humor in that is so spot on. Super Troopers is, I would say, like 60% Beer Fest. It had like 60% of that movie is freaking hilarious, but there's a good portion of it that I could do without. But Beer Fest, soup to nuts, that movie cracks me the fuck
I laughed throughout that movie. Anything with the Germans, those guys were freaking hilarious. Anything with those guys.
That part where he gets drunk and has the box on his head that says asshole,
yeah,
and he thinks he's like so smoking hot, and they keep showing flashbacks. Like, that shit.
Yeah.
Or like $5 for a touch. The humor in it is so freaking random and hilarious.
Yeah.
Greg appreciates Club Dread.
I think Dread and Super Troopers is their sweet spot. Don't they have a TV show where or maybe it's just the big guy from Broken Lizard as a TV show where he's a fireman or something like that?
Yeah, it's Kevin Heffernan and the guy that plays Mac. I forget his name.
Mm.
Yeah, they're the only two people that are involved with it. But there's a...
Bye, Isha.
There's a...
Sorry. Gotta say goodbye to Isha.
Have a good night,
Isha. You freaking rule, and you know it.
You're awesome.
You're beautiful. You're like a giant diamond that just shows up and shines all over.
You're Robert Pattinson skin. There you go.
There's a scene in Club Dread.
You're a pretty Robert Pattinson. We love you, Aisha. We love you so much. Yep, we'll see you. I'll see you in the chats, man. I just recorded the Dezombified thing. I want to give them to their subscriber thing, their 1,000 subscribers. It was so good, I turned it into an actual Miscast Reads episode. I was going to play it on the show tonight, but I didn't have time to render it. But they're just going to have to suck it.
Wow. Wow.
No, it's freaking awesome. It's called Godfather Death. It's a Grimm's fairy tale that not a lot of people even heard of. So.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It's pretty sweet.
It was funny when I was writing the sketch. I was like, should I use like real monsters like the devil and death? I was like, nah, that's even too dark for me.
Oh, this one has God, Satan, death. It's a good one. It's really weird, grim tale. But yeah, Aisha's awesome. She's always showing up and she's super supportive, and we all love her. So check her out. I'll put a description or a link in the description for her channel. So if anybody wants to check it out, her artwork is awesome. And if you slow it down, you can see how it's done.
Ooh.
We like behind the scenes. Dramatic pause.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dramatic.
I know what I'm waiting for in the next month or a couple of weeks. I'm waiting for Mr. Robot, which is coming back real.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Really?
I only saw like 2 episodes of the last season.
I've never even seen an episode at all.
Oh, you're missing out, brother. It's so good.
I've never seen an episode of Breaking Bad either.
Oh my god.
That's where you get right.
Oh my god.
Breaking Bad is why Ryan Johnson got The Last Jedi. So there you go.
Which is
now I'm never
funny
gonna-
because, like, did you hate The Last Jedi?
Oh, don't even get us started. We'll
I'm
be
on
here.
the other side of the
We'll
fence.
be here for hours.
I will eat that movie and shit it out.
It's-
slowly.
So are you
not
going
good.
to protest his new movie, Knives Out?
No, I watch it because
No way.
No, 'cause
no way.
he's-
I liked Looper a lot.
he's
I thought
he's
Looper
a
was
good
awesome.
he's a good filmmaker, but for that specific movie, he
Exactly.
messed up. But I like Looper.
Yes.
I love Brick.
That's my opinion.
I can't wait to see Knives Out. But Last Jedi can kick rocks, man. That movie's horrible.
Yeah, and you know what? He's still getting that trilogy. He's actually working on it right now for the new Star Wars, but it's completely separate from.
William, don't be surprised if you get a little Colin Trevorrow announcement in the next couple of weeks about him dropping out of this trilogy. I'm just putting it out there. Just wait for it.
It might happen. There might be enough hate, but as it is right now, he's working on it, and it has nothing to do with the original Star Wars characters. So I'm hopeful that it'll be a good, because visually and directorial wise, that movie was not that bad.
No, visually it's great.
He jacked up a storyline that was really important to a lot of people because he wanted to divide fans. That's not cool.
Nope.
So I might get kicked off the stream for this, but The Last Jedi might be one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Oh, here we go. Hey, have you seen any of the you've seen all the other Star Wars movies, right?
Yes.
This is my Last Jedi argument. Are you ready? Here it comes. This is the Last Jedi argument. All right, you've seen all the Star Wars movies. You remember them, right? You.
So I don't remember 1, 2, and 3 too well.
The prequels, don't worry about it. But
yeah,
I'll refresh your memory. But you've seen them. You kind of have a vague recollection of them. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I've
seen them all multiple times.
Okay, you're telling me that Luke Skywalker, the greatest hero of all time, a hero so great they teach his arc in classes for writing. Luke Skywalker, who
the hero's arc,
right? Who didn't abandon a man who cut off his hand, tortured his sister, tortured his best friend, blew up a planet, killed and slaughtered children, killed and slaughtered his own people. He didn't give up on him, but his nephew has a bad dream and he tries to slaughter him in his sleep. Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
That's the part.
I know.
That's the problem I have with that movie. He did not.
That's totally my problem too, man. And the whole Poe Dameron arc was really.
Oh, that doesn't make it. I mean, what's the?
Oh, and the casino, man. No. Don't get me started.
No. What if Luke continues and completes his task? What's that phone call like? Hey, Leia. Your son You know, the one that I was supposed to train. Yeah, I asked.
I was gonna kill him.
No. What if he finished it? What if he actually killed him? Leia, I killed Ben. Is Han there? Can I talk to him? Hey, Han, buddy. You know your son, my nephew. Yeah, I cut his head off because he had a bad dream. Don't take it against me. I'm sorry. What are you doing for lunch later? I mean, what's the conversation like in that plot? And the whole Holdo Poe Dameron thing. You're telling me that Poe Dameron, the man who blew up Starkiller Base,
right? He's like the hero. He's Luke Skywalker, basically.
A captain, right, is not privy to information. If we put him to the side, I'll even take that. All right, you're telling me that Holdo doesn't want to tell him, but in Star Wars, A New Hope, they got Han Solo in the background of the plans to kill the Death Star. He's saying that he's just a smuggler. They're saying every plan they got to him, but you're not going to tell the captain of your Air Force or your Star Force.
They made him a general.
So what are you doing? That movie has so many like little things that bother the hell out of me. Is why I can't give it. Again, I'm not,
look, we can agree that it's a fan divided kind of thing. So I'm not gonna be hating on Wes.
I was a huge fan that they actually took risks in that movie instead of just.
I could take a risk by jumping off. I could take a risk by jumping off a cliff, but if I don't have a parachute, what is it giving me? You can take a risk, but have a kind of a. You gotta understand what you're doing first. You gotta and remember, Hamill warned us when this movie came out, where he was like, "I fundamentally disagree with everything you've done with my character," and he was right. Fundamentally, that character would never, ever do that, ever.
Well, he's the best part of that whole freaking saga in the Star Wars saga is Mark Hamill going on tour with Ryan Johnson. Because it's such cringe watching them like talk about the same movie in totally different ways. It's such cringe, dude. Like,
I've never even seen any of those
but it's so entertaining.
Oh man, it's funny,
I haven't seen any of those interviews.
Dude,
do yourself a favor, man.
I would play
it's
one,
funny.
but it'll get my freaking stream.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because you can tell like Mark Hamill's like he looks like he's being held by Al Qaeda. He's just like, yeah, it was great. But he at the beginning he was saying I fundamentally disagree, but then like you can tell like somebody talked to him and was like, hey, Mark, shut up, stop saying that. So he was like, yeah, it was great how you make films for different people. You didn't let.
Oh, dude. It was so bad that when he complimented Johnson, it was so pathetic.
Yeah.
Because you already knew he hated it.
Yeah.
So, like, the compliment was bullshit. Hey, Pixelpia, good luck in the casino. Win a shit ton of money so you can buy yourself a new pair of pants. It's always a pleasure having you here. Your freaking logo is amazing, by the way. Ganna really killed it on that one. And you're freaking awesome. I am making alumni shirts for all you guys. I'm trying to think of a cool design and something I can like easily customize for each of you that has the same like overall arc. But everybody that's on the show is going to get one of those shirts, so we can start a little family.
That's cool. Is this Mark Hamill roast Ryan Johnson?
Again, Mark Hamill is a nice guy. So Mark, he never. Mark Hamill's a good dude, so he doesn't like criticize him. He just kind of like tries.
He does it jokingly.
Remember when what's her name, Daenerys was asked about the last season of Game of Thrones? She's like, best season ever. That's kind of what Mark Hamill did, where he was kind of like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious too. The dude when she was like,
best season ever, because she knew it was crap. She knew it was like, oh no.
Amelia Clark is no joke. She's the shit, man. She is Daenerys. Hey, DJ Talks, welcome to the party.
Hey,
man.
DJ.
Big old hit of that doobie and relax.
My doppelganger is here, guys. Everybody, straighten up.
So, what did you guys think? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, DJ has a name that he likes to be called when the other DJs in the house.
I'm Mr. Tibbs. They call me Mr. Tibbs.
They call me Mr. Tibbs. All right, now it's my turn to pee.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Except I'm not going to drop a deuce like Wes.
I was letting my friend in.
Yeah. I hope Danny was like, I hoped you wiped.
Yeah, I said I wiped my mouth.
Wes,
go off the street corner real quick.
What movie were you talking about, Wes?
Oh, I was just going to ask what you guys thought of Infinity War, not Endgame.
We were just talking about that. Where we were like,
Oh, really?
When you were dropping that,
we were saying that we preferred Infinity War over Endgame because.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I loved Endgame.
Wow.
I hated Infinity War.
What do you hate about Infinity? Okay, let me. I ranted about Last Jedi. You get to rant about Infinity War. Go ahead.
It is just so bad to me. Like, the first half of that movie is just people saying what's up to each other. The last like 30 minutes just killed it for me. Just killing off characters that you know are not going to be killed off whatsoever, and you knew they were going to come back, just ruined it for me. That whole scene with Spider-Man and Iron Man, like that super emotional scene, people were saying they were crying. It's like, did nothing for me because I knew that it was just going to be undone. So the emotion wasn't there for me whatsoever.
See, I've had this discussion with other people when Infinity War came out, where people were like, they're all going to come back. I guess I'm jaded because I've read the comic book and I already knew they all came back. Mm-hmm. So for me, it wasn't about the destination; it was the journey. I was like, let me see how they all come back. And without them dying in Infinity War, you don't get an Endgame. You don't get that great time travel stuff. You don't get that hug scene with Tony and Peter when he goes, he's trying to tell him everything, and Tony can't even talk. He just wants to hug him. You don't get that without the scene in Infinity War. You don't have, we did it, Mr. Stark. We did it. You don't have that without Infinity War. You don't have the duality of that. Where at the end,
I just would have preferred if they killed off, or had characters disappear that made us guess, like, oh,
but they killed off 3 of them. They killed off 3 of them. One of them being the greatest star they ever had. Black Widow and Vision. They're all dead. They're not coming. Oh, and Gamora. They have the retconned non-character development Gamora, but that
like
those
Spider-Man, Black Panther, there's a couple other ones.
Yeah,
those
but
are the biggest. But
if you went in there thinking they were going to kill off new characters forever, then again, it's not about.
In my opinion, they should have killed off at least I don't know if. Like Iron Man or like Captain America or somebody, just to
they did. And they killed off Iron Man.
But they're
Infinity War,
dead.
not Endgame.
Right, but I mean, if
I'm talking about specifically about Infinity War. My criticisms within Infinity War.
Sure.
But if they did it,
DJ says Infinity War is a piece of shit.
Wow. Yeah. Jesus. Well, if you do it your way and you kill off old characters and new characters instead of the new characters, and you're like, oh. They didn't kill off anybody of any note. They didn't kill off Black Panther. They didn't kill off Spider-Man. So it's like either way, you're screwed. You gotta either do. That's why I don't think killing them is the purpose of that scene. It's that they lost. That's the purpose to me of that scene. They have to figure out, and they lose for a long time. They lose for 5 freaking years. There's no comeback from it. They try and fix it. They can't fix it. And then I think they're symbiotic, where you can't have what you like about Endgame without what I like about Infinity War, and vice versa. I mean, I like both films. I think Endgame, to me, doesn't run as quickly as Infinity War does, and that's the point.
I thought it ran quicker.
I think it ran. Like the first 20 minutes is just sorrow. It's just dealing with which I respect and I understand, because that's what they wanted to.
I really like that.
I like it too. I like it too. I like it too. No, I know.
I actually thought that was the best part of the movie, was that they didn't retcon
the 5 years. Right.
Right.
I wanted more of which I think the Hawkeye series is going to give us. I think I wanted more of him.
I'm curious how that would be.
Going into the darkness and stuff like that, that's what I think the Disney Plus series is going to delve into. But I think the strength of Endgame is that, and I think the strength of Infinity War is it doesn't stop. It's just once Thanos gets rid of Hulk and Hulk goes and warns Doctor Strange, there's only one more pause in the movie, and that's when Thanos is explaining to Gamora about I'm the only one who knows that. That's the only pause in the movie. The rest of it is just one long action scene. To me, if you rewatch it, there's not a lot of pausing in there. After the scene where Thanos kills Loki, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and pauses for that Thanos Gamora Nebula scene, and then it just goes and goes and goes, and then he snaps his fingers, and that's the end. And then Endgame is just like they want you to sit with that. Sit with the fact that these people that you thought would never lose lost. And Tony is broken, and Cap is he's just trying to make a good thing out of a horrible situation. It's just
well, I think it answers what Wes thought was wrong with everything. I knew everybody was coming back. They kind of gave you something, you know, like, yes, they're coming back, but there is a consequence to be paid for the absence. You know, so they did answer that a little bit in trying to come up with a cool storyline, which I thought is awesome because it carries on to other movies like Spider-Man: Homecoming
or Far From Home.
Yeah, that like really was deep into that whole like 5-year gap.
I refuse to watch any of the Spider-Man movies.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Are you a Maguire fan?
No, I hate like all these reboots and stuff. It's just
ridiculous.
No.
I would recommend
this is the one.
Everybody has told me like it's really good, and I'm just I don't want to.
I'm more of a fan of Homecoming than Far From Home, but the thing that's undeniable to me is when I was a kid reading a Spider-Man comic book, the Spider-Man that I saw was Tom Holland. It was not Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire was great as Peter Parker, but he was not really great as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man to me is the quippy Spider-Man. And Garfield was great as Spider-Man, but he was not great as Peter Parker because he looks like Abercrombie and Fitch model. Tom Holland is the Spider-Man that I read. That's the one I grew up with. He essentially is the
youngest
the perfect embodiment of that character. Because everyone go, why is Spider-Man so nerdy? That's the point. Spider-Man is only cool when he's Spider-Man. His life sucks when he's not. That's the point.
Wait, man. So Maguire had and Raimi had some pretty good quirks. You know, like the jokes they made were pretty good.
No, Sam Raimi's jokes in Spider-Man are situational. I'm talking about literal like one-liners.
Yeah, Holland spews out like a random situational comment that sounds natural.
Right.
Like, and way more comic book level.
Right. Tell me the quip that Tobey Maguire said. Tell me the quips that Tobey Maguire said in the Spider-Man trilogy. That's not situational. A line he said that's funny, because I only know of one.
Well, he's definitely more cookie cutter.
He's situational comedy.
He's cookie cutter. Whereas, like, Holland seems more natural, like something that a normal dude would say at his age. Like, he's a lot younger. Maguire, like, we saw mostly his time as Spider-Man as an adult, whereas Holland's in high school almost the whole time. He's still in high school.
Right. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2. I love them. There was always one facet of that character that they were missing for me, which was I love the quippy, telling joke Spider-Man, that he was doing it as a tactic to get the villains off their guard because they were annoyed with him, which Tom Holland does in the first scene in Homecoming, is where he's insulting the crooks and calling them, "Oh, you guys aren't the Avengers."
Wait. Before we go any farther with this, I gotta ask Wes, dude. Are you a comic book dude, or are you just straight up film?
Straight.
Because there's a huge gap between what we're talking about. If that's the case.
Right. Yeah.
No, I have never really read comics. I've read some Batman stuff when I was a kid and Spider-Man stuff when I was a kid, but barely remember it all.
That would be a huge difference in like what the opinion of the films would be, for sure.
I think you will.
Yeah,
I think Wes, you'd like Homecoming. Far From Home.
So my manager at work bought it for me for Christmas because of how much I refuse to watch it.
He's gonna Clockwork Orange you, Wes. He's gonna open your eye.
He's gonna start drinking milk, and Danny's gonna get jealous, and the whole damn world's gonna fall apart.
He's gonna Clockwork Orange Wes. He's gonna strap him to a chair and make him watch. Marathon man him.
I'm sure I'll probably change my mind at some point, but right now I'm staying in my protest.
But knowing comics or not, I think by itself, Homecoming is pretty cool. Like it's kind of like an ode to Ferris Bueller days. It's a John Hughes type comic book movie. Just if you don't know anything about Spider-Man or don't care, it's still enjoyable to me. Far From Home, it felt a little bit like Iron Man 2, where it's kind of like trying to do all this connection stuff, or Homecoming just felt like its own thing to me, even though Iron Man is in it. But it just felt like it felt more like a Spider-Man comic book that you would read, or a Spider-Man movie that you would read. I know it was 20 times better than Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is the biggest dumpster fire I've ever seen in my entire.
Bad.
Oh, that's rough.
Which I was disappointed because I didn't mind the first Amazing Spider-Man so much.
Mm.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the second one, it's all right. I hate the first one, but the second one's god awful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only thing that came out of that whole 2-movie arc is that Garfield got to date Emma Stone. That's the only thing. That's the only thing of note that I got out of that whole thing. That's it.
And Paul Giamatti as a Rhino.
Oh, Wes.
Oh God, dude! The ending of that movie.
Oh,
dude, the end.
The fact that you've seen Wes, the fact that you've seen that and not seen Homecoming, it's like
that's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
That's like Shakespearean and shit.
It's like when Romeo kills himself because he, and then Juliet wakes up. Oh, he's dead. Oh, I guess I gotta kill myself too.
I just want to do another selfless plug right now.
Oh, Danny Mick.
Boom.
Boom.
Man, anybody who gets made fun of that much on my show gets plugs every 5 seconds. Just keep that in mind.
Who should we make fun? You know what? I hate Nike and I hate BMW.
Hey, when Danny freaking starts his own stream, he can make fun of me all he wants. I will revel in the glory. We can have like back and forths. I like it when I can make fun of him and I don't get reamed by an entire continent.
Did you see DJ was saying Spider-Man 3 greater than Homecoming?
I think he's trolling us. He must be, or he's really.
No,
maybe he's
dude.
maybe he's in the dance numbers or something. I don't know what he's talking about there. I mean, Sam Raimi hates Spider-Man 3. he literally
goes off on
he
that.
hates that movie. He made it
several times. Like he explained to everybody what happened, like how it went to shit.
That was a good old Avia Rad who did that crap. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a damn shame, man, because that was a good freaking trilogy.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Spider-Man 2 still has one of the greatest
dude.
fight scenes of all time is in Spider-Man 2. And that's Raimi.
Spider-Man 2 was way better than the first one. That was one of those rare moments where the sequel was better than the first one.
So earlier, Danny asked what we thought of The Shining.
Oh, Dr. Sleep?
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Dr. Sleep. Well, he asked specifically The Shining, and then asked if Dr. Sleep was a remake, and I told him it was a sequel.
Sequel, yeah. Ewan McGregor is the older version of the kid.
So, King went on The View of all damn places and talked about that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, really?
And he's really happy with the film, but he's pissed off that the director referenced the first one.
Because he hates the first. He hates the first.
Because he really freaking hates that movie.
Him and Kubrick were at odds because Kubrick changed stuff. Like, I think there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where Kubrick has a car, like a red car that's supposed to represent Stephen King's car that's in a car accident because they hated each other. That's also the movie where Stanley Kubrick like tortured Shelley Duvall into insanity. Isn't that the same one? Like, so.
Yeah. The whole filming of that movie goes down in history for legend shit.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes thing about it?
It's creepy, man.
I saw the Shelley Duvall stuff a little bit, man. It's disturbing as hell.
You know what
dude.
pisses me off most about that is that Jack Nicholson doesn't say a damn word. He just sits there and watches him do it.
Is he still alive?
Nicholson? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's eating a hoagie right now.
He attends Lakers games like every night.
Trust me.
Like courtside.
He's gonna
That's where
he's gonna outlive us all, man. That guy's he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that.
What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I just want to mention that Danny Mick says when he does get his own stream, he will have the biggest set of chocolate salty balls resting gently on my freaking dome.
Sweaty balls. He's gonna do the Alec Baldwin.
As long as they massage my temples, it's all good.
That's very vivid.
And I want room temperature sweat running down my cheek.
Wow, this is graphic.
I want to see Dr. Sleep, but I didn't think the trailer was very good.
Yeah, I like everybody involved. I like Rebecca Ferguson. I like Ewan McGregor. So I don't know. I hope it's good. It's very dangerous when you're going against a class. You're trying to make a sequel to a classic.
Yep.
I'm a huge. I love Blade Runner 2049, but I mean. I'm in the minority apparently.
Blade Runner 2049 is like one of my favorite movies.
It's fantastic.
It's an excellent movie.
Fantastic.
I just want to say though, like he had a first time ever like audience poll out. Should I write the sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep, or should I write another Dark Tower book?
Oh, Dark Tower.
And all these bastards picked the fucking Dr. Sleep, which...
Well, Dark Tower is very, very convoluted. I can understand that. I mean, it's not saying it's bad. It's just like, that's a lot of investment into a story where Shining is very straightforward and you want to see more, and it's iconic.
Sure. It just shows how dumb America is.
But what's more iconic, The Shining or Dark Tower? It's The Shining.
Dark Tower.
Oh, if I say The Shining, people know what I'm talking about. If I say
I know
Roland, they have no idea.
Because it's got it in the name. People like shiny objects.
Oh, come on. If I say here's Johnny, they know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
I like good, detailed awesomeness. No, I know. Not everybody's a fan of his freaking his magnum opus, but
Greg, we talked about Dune on together on the Miscast. I don't know. Again, I don't know how that movie's going to be received. If you thought Blade Runner was a risk, Dune is a super risk because holy crap,
dude,
that is
Blade Runner was awesome.
No,
I
love it. It's my favorite movie that year.
Just the way it was shot alone, like you could put that on silent, and it's just a great film.
But that's Roger Deakins. But the thing about Dune is one of the most out there sci-fi epics of all time, and you're gonna make that as a big budget craziness. I don't know.
Look, man, Denny, whatever the hell, he can do it, dude. I think he can.
I hope so. He's one of the best working. So, and he has. What's the worst movie he's made?
Enemy.
Enemy is the worst movie he's made.
Have you guys seen his like foreign movies that he did before transitioning to like Hollywood?
I saw. What was the one? I think.
It was like Polytechnique.
Yeah, JJ recommended one to me, and I watched a little bit of it. Denny's great. I mean, I'm still a fan of Blade Runner, and it's between Blade Runner and Sicario of his movies. And
I think Blade Runner 2049 is like a runaway for me. That movie just like hit everything I like about movies.
That's a 3-hour movie where I don't care if it's long. I want it to be long. I want it to be longer, man.
I love the way that people acted. I love the freaking lighting. The lighting is definitely my favorite part.
The plot was just like perfectly engaging too.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea what the fuck was going to happen. The music,
the way it married everything together. Oh man.
Sicario was also really good. Yeah.
Sicario's
DJ wants to know, Wes, when and if you film in 4K, do you edit in 1080?
Yeah. So when I shoot in 4K, I edit using 4K proxies, which is basically a reference file to the bigger 4K file. So it's like a lot smaller and easier on your computer to edit than those native 4K files. Because at least what our workflow right now is we shoot 4K RAW, which is insane in file size.
Yeah.
We get like...
It's 150 Mbps?
I think it's higher.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the 4K or the 6K? You don't have the 6K.
No, I don't have the 6K. Fuck,
but you're using the 4K mainly?
Yeah. We actually shot the horror short on 3 cameras. We did the Pocket 6K and 2 Pocket 4Ks.
Okay. Are you renting them or?
No, so I own one, and then a guy that was gaffing and operating another camera owns 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Right on.
So Blackmagic RAW.
I think he's asking though because we had a conversation earlier about shooting in 4K for YouTube, and I was like, dude, don't even bother.
Oh yeah, I won't bother. The only time
asking.
Oh, go ahead.
He was asking, like, someone told him that shoot it in 4K and then dumb it down to 1080 for YouTube, and it sounds like a good idea, but I just don't see the purpose.
Honestly, as long as you like shoot 1080 and then compress at a higher bit rate, your YouTube video is gonna look fine.
Yeah, like not there are hardly anybody like that watches YouTube is watching it with the 4K device.
Right.
You know, like they can't even see 4K.
Yep.
They only can see 1080p. So. The odds of people having a 4K screen are very, very rare.
Yeah, the Blackmagic RAW is 183 megabits per second.
Oh, right on. But that's the RAW.
Yes.
My camera shoots at $150, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Do you know what codec it shoots in?
I'm using MOV. Is that what you're talking about?
It would be like, is it H.264 or?
Oh, I don't shoot MPEG. Are you talking MPEG?
So not the 5D, the 1DX
Mark II?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'd have to look up the specs.
I'm assuming it's probably H.264.
Deborah Chow is directing the Obi-Wan movie, by the way. Oh, a TV show, sorry.
I don't think it's... I think you can shoot in multiple different style types, man. I don't think it's just one specifically. Yeah, because I can go like... I think 3 or 2 different types for every frame rate.
Okay. Oh, it's probably all I or IPB. Does that sound familiar?
You got it.
Yep.
No, that's it. That is it.
Yeah, who
Whatever. It eats up a terabyte in about a half hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's full frame.
We can get I have this 500 gig SSD and we get about 80 minutes of footage on it. Shooting
How many?
80 minutes.
No, how many gigs?
Oh, 500 gigs.
80 minutes of footage on 500 gigs.
Yeah.
So in 15 minutes I eat up 125 gigs. So
Really?
yeah, it's around there. That's at 4K at 60 frames though.
This is 4K at 24 shooting in RAW.
Yeah, well it's the RAW. I don't have RAW on the Windows.
Gotta hack it.
I mean,
Get the magic
lantern. I haven't wanted to hack it, and
No,
I
I
haven't
wouldn't
needed
either.
to hack it. Like,
We actually.
I'm pretty smooth with my editing and processing skills. Like, I haven't really needed RAW. Like, I just haven't used it for. I try and get it all on camera on the first go.
Yeah.
Although, it never works out that way.
It's nice for like short films and stuff, especially if you're doing like visual effects heavy stuff.
Oh, Greg.
Right.
Greg, she did Mr. Robot.
We need to definitely collab on some stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Tomato. What the hell are we talking about? What?
Deborah Chow got announced to do the Obi-Wan series, and they were asking who Deborah Chow is. She did episodes of Mr. Robot. She did Copper. She did Rain on CW, Beauty and the Beast. She just got.
So what do we think about the Obi-Wan series?
I know it was the movie that they pulled because of Solo bombed, so they just took the scripts and made it into a show. And the fact that she worked on Mr. Robot, this director, is a good sign because that's exactly what happened to Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot was a movie that got the writer Sam Esmail kept writing it. He said, "I got to make this a show because the movie's gonna be 9 hours long." So she would be one of the best directors to adapt something that's like the Obi-Wan show. So at least she has experience in doing that.
I just am really curious about this. You know, I have no idea where they're going to go with it.
Well,
there's nothing that I know about that in between.
You can't have Maul, but you can have Vader. That's one thing you got to, because Maul doesn't meet with him until Rebels, and that's like the first time they meet for years after Clone Wars. But you can't have Vader,
right?
Because I know Christian Harloff.
He knows Vader.
Christian Harloff has been talking about the line that he says in Return of the Jedi, where he's more machine now than man, and where Obi-Wan would never know that unless he met him after Revenge of the Sith.
Right, because then it would be like Ahsoka.
Right. So I think
where Ahsoka didn't know.
I think that's where that's going. I think it's gonna have a little Vader. He might leave the planet for a little while and then run into Obi-Wan again, and then Darth Vader in New Hope says, when we last left, I was the learner, but now I'm the master. So I think they're going to have some kind of.
Now I am the master.
Only problem is you can't use James Earl Jones anymore. if they do Vader. You're gonna have to find somebody who can do Vader well. Just to get the guys from the video games, but I don't know.
Wait, why can't you do James Earl Jones?
James Earl Jones is Vader. I don't know if you've heard him.
It's too rustic.
It's too. He's very old now. He's like 80 years old. So you remember he's supposed to be playing kind of a young Vader. So
that dude from the short film from Star Wars Theory, sounds perfect, dude.
If they do Vader, this is my hope is what they're gonna do Vader. But I just know they can't do Maul. If they do Maul, it's gonna mess up continuity. So,
old boy Palpatine. What the hell? Ian
McDermott.
What's his face?
McDermott. Yeah.
Yeah, he produced that movie or that short.
Wow. He was on a show that I watched called, I think I brought it up with Greg, and I think I brought it up with you, Will, called Utopia. He was one of the main, not main characters, but he was in, that's the first time I had seen him since, Sleepy Hollow? Yeah, I thought he was gone, and I was like, oh crap, that's Ian that's the freaking Emperor. So yeah, he's a cool guy. But then, the two things that just dropped were that Deborah Chow got announced to direct the series, or I guess she'll run the series. And the press was disinvited from the Joker premiere because of the gun controversy.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
I just heard about that this morning, man. Everybody's freaked out that someone's going to get shot or something.
Right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody was freaked out with John Wick, which I agree with Todd Phillips on that. I mean, it's a movie, man.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't get it.
Any movie with a gun would have to be have a controversy about it then.
Yeah, well, it's mainly the deep dark web, like 8chan and stuff, where I guess people were talking about like a shooting or something. I don't know.
Dude, that whole freaking 8chan shit needs to
it's
like that, too much nasty, weird slaughter comes out of that place. Like, if that's one place that needs to be shut down, man.
They're the loud minority.
I know they'll just start another one, but damn, it's too popular, dude. And too easy to access.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever the fuck, the moderators suck. Or just don't care.
I can't believe there is such a big controversy, and I guess I don't know if I would say a legitimate threat about it, that the army was notified.
Yeah, I heard about that.
What?
Yeah, it's a big deal right now. That's what I know. Joaquin Phoenix was asked about it. He got up and walked out of an interview because somebody brought it up. It's unfair to that movie because again, though I think there's a scene in that movie where he must kill a bunch of people with a gun. But if you're going about that, and again, I'm for gun control and all that stuff. But I'm just saying there's a slippery slope between if you're judging Joker, you gotta judge every movie with a gun, and that could be Divergent, that could be the Hunger Games, that could be any movie, the Schindler's List, it could be anything. There's a slippery slope with that.
Dude, it's every movie.
Yeah,
what are you talking
that's what I'm saying.
about? If there's conflict in it where people get hurt, it's every
war
movie,
movie, every Western.
I guess
every time you get out of the shower without like a strip underneath your feet, you can slip and die.
Every cop drama, everything.
I actually wrote about this whenever I heard that they were making a Joker movie, and I can't remember exactly what I said, but I basically, in so many words, brought up the problem with this idea of creating a backstory about such a monster. And for one, we talked about this earlier in the show, I agree with DJ about how I think the character just works best as a mystery, and he's scarier that way. But also, it gives people, especially problematic people, deranged people, something to latch on to, more reasons to kind of look up to them in ways. And I found that particularly problematic. And I was kind of on the fence about whether this movie should even exist because of those reasons.
Well, I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, you're idolizing and hero stickering a serious serial killer. Yeah. I mean, if anything is going to be problematic in society, it's going to be making a hero out of somebody that is seriously a serious fucked up person.
That's kind of why I've never been a fan of, in terms of story wise, not in terms of political messages or anything. I've never been a fan of the villain solo film like Venom or Joker or The Revenge of the Sinister. That like I said, we got a villain solo film where the villain wasn't the main character in Infinity War and Endgame. Or especially Infinity War, because he's the main character or the, I don't say protagonist, but essentially it follows him mostly. But it still works as he's the bad guy. When you make a movie where it's like, we're gonna call it Thanos, it's like, for me that doesn't excite me. Again, I think these villains work best when they're in conjunction with their nemesis. Especially when you're doing a comic book movie or, Well,
even in the comics, they say that, like, Batman's nothing without the Joker. The Joker's nothing without Batman. Yeah. They exist together to symbiotic.
The Joker says that.
And it's all about, like, the battle of good versus evil in those movies, too.
Yeah.
But this is just, like, straight up, like, evil.
Well, it's not even an anti-hero either.
Right.
I mean, if you really want to get down to the philosophical nuts and bolts of it, like, an anti-hero is a bad guy that does good things. The Joker is a bad guy that creates chaos, and there's nothing good about him.
No. He's the embodiment of he is chaos. He is the embodiment of chaos.
Like every single 5 seconds, he keeps explaining to everybody that he's not a bad guy to be bad or to make money or to like get power. He just wants to create this discourse.
Trying to get back to
Frank is back in the chat.
Hello, Frank.
And if I had a picture of you, I would put a pair of pants on you. I think I'll do that for next time. Hey, Adam from Crack My Dad Makes Me Watch is back in the chat as well. Holy shizzle, my nizzles.
Double salute.
Stay on long enough and everybody shows up. Maybe Kevin Smith will pop in.
Oh, hey, Kevin. I really loved Dogma. I still love that movie. It's one of the greatest films.
Yes. Oh.
I thought that video would get a lot more traction, but apparently there's not a lot of buzz for Kevin Smith.
You should drop it when his movie comes out. Jay and Silent Bob. Repost it.
Yeah, reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube's a bastard like that. They don't. You do have to like switch all your keywords out and then put them back.
Greg, Greg, watch your mouth. Don't say that. Don't say that word.
Cat.
Watch your mouth. Stop
I actually found that post.
That's such a bad looking movie, dude.
It's so bad.
What movie?
Cats. Oh
yeah, it looks terrible.
Old Deuteronomy looks like a piece of shit. Memories. I just want this in my memories.
Oh
Get
God!
This the fuck out of my memories.
That's
looks like dog shit.
That's gonna be the new. That's gonna be the new C word. Is cats. That's gonna be.
Oh, dude, we lost the
crashed.
chat. What the fuck? No, man.
I found that post about the Joker.
Oh, what?
I basically said everything I kind of said. I just said that I really don't know why we need an origin story that focuses on the villain. Like, are we supposed to feel sympathetic for him? Like, what's the overall point? And kind of like the insistence on humanizing monsters.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think it works in the context of, like, it worked with Killmonger and it works with Thanos, but when they're opposite of something, but when it's just them and you're sitting with them,
absolutely.
To me, it doesn't appeal to me. I know it appeals to some. Like every time I hear like we're gonna make a Doctor Doom movie, or we're gonna make a Kraven movie, or we're gonna make even a Hans Gruber movie, I don't want to see that. I like it when they're working against something. You're cutting off half of what makes them special to me. So,
but everybody knows, like in the back of their mind, that these villain hero movies are not right. I mean, you can feel it, kind of. Like, unless you make the villain like there's a redemption arc.
Yeah.
So like the Joker became like a good guy, because that's what they're doing with Harley Quinn, by the way.
You're trying to make a tragedy. They're trying to make a tragedy with the Joker, where it's like a Hamlet thing or a Macbeth situation where he starts off one way.
So you feel good that he's killing everybody in the subway.
Right. Or you feel really bad about it. But I mean, you're going to end your movie. How do you end this is what I'm worried about. How are you going to end the Joker movie?
Yeah,
I know you say you want the Robert Pattinson thing to happen, but even if that's the case, it's going to be ending on a huge bummer. So at the end of the day,
no, man, he's going to get a throat jab. in the shining sea of diamonds.
Look, Robert Pattinson has acted in really good stuff. All right, we got to move past Twilight, Robert. I'm with you, man. Rover was excellent. You're great in Hard Times or whatever. He's great in that movie. Robert, you're not just diamonds to me, man. You're good. I don't see you as Batman. But...
Yeah, but that's not funny. That's not funny. I gotta stay with the stuff that's funny.
Water for Elephants was fantastic.
All right, so we've come to that time of night when all gets dark and weary.
And dreary.
And dreary. Any last questions from you freaking maniacs in the chat?
Danny, I didn't like Last Jedi. You keep asking. I don't like that movie.
You know what Danny does like, though? A good temple rubbing by a fat-ass puking freaking rainbow.
He loves it.
Rainbow bright looking motherfucking fluffy-ass unicorn.
Wow. Luke could kill that in his sleep. That's fine.
Can Danny just make this his profile picture?
Please.
It is an epic-ass profile picture.
Yes.
Sadie is blowing the fuck out of my computer up, man. Holy shit.
There, I took a screenshot of it.
Season 1 of JJ is great. The last 2, not so much. Daredevil is great. What are we talking about there?
Jessica Jones, Daredevil.
Oh, yeah. The last 2 seasons of Jessica Jones were complete horseshit.
Bad, yeah. Daredevil season 3 was great. Jessica Jones 1, good.
Yep.
Punisher 1, good. 2, bad. Iron Fist, horrible. Yep. Defenders, bad. Yep. Move on.
Yep.
That's the end.
You just nailed every freaking point on that one.
That's the end. Disney Plus, here we come.
All right, Frank. It was a pleasure having you here as always. You're the freaking man. DJ, I love you to death. You're the man. DJ Talks, not Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs!
I'll get to you, Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs!
Danny, make your head is nice and shiny. Have a good night. It'll be all polished and smooth. Greg, my God, it's just amazing to see you. Like, to have a founder actually inside the actual episodes of the show he founded is a freaking fantastic thing. Yeah, I think that's everybody. And everybody else in the chat that was here. Jim and Andy Wah and all you guys. Adam from Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch. My God, you're freaking amazing. And tonight's amazing guests, the epic cinephiles of the evening. Simplistic Reviews' own DJ Valentine.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend.
And Wesley Mellott from Thinking Art Entertainment. All of these punk-ass mothers, you can find their stuff linked below. Just look for the cool-ass comment, and there's going to be a link underneath that. And anybody else that I feel like putting down there, like Aisha in 1994 will be down there. Danny Mick will probably be down there since he was such a trooper and let that thing like make love to his scalp the entire night. I'm not sure what's coming in and what's going out, but I'm sure his head is pregnant. You might want to check on that. Mr. Robot in the house. We will definitely be talking about doing some voices. Maybe I can at least get one voice in there. Danny says I have some Dr. Dan's 2-ball compound for everyone to enjoy.
What?
I don't know what that is, but it sounds freaking awesome. Adam says, you guys are the best. Wesley, awesome job on the 48-hour. Definitely. That's without a doubt. Everybody go over and check out Thinking Art's content that has just been put up in the last month. It's freaking amazing, and there's some award winners in there. It's awesome. Head over to Simplistic Reviews, and I'm sure that Halloween thing's going to be epic.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
I'll give you I will post it when it's done.
Excited.
All right, guys. It's always a pleasure. As always, if you like this episode, hit that like button, you sons of bitches. And ring the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff if you haven't already. And until the next time, buy some merch, and I'm out.
Thanks, Taylor.